The South and then charges on the beat. On the spoon to get your information. Yes, sir. The special one from the CEO stand with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South and then charges on the beat. On the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening more. Hello and welcome to the program Spoon Talk. You must listen to the program in Liberia, and I can say this with authority. My name is Demeba. Good evening from my end, Dr. Richardson.
Chairman Byron, how are you doing? Your voice does not sound too well. How are you?
Yes, the weather is not okay, but tell God thank you.
Oh, that's good. That's good. At least God is.
Yes.
God is minding you.
In the world of jeans, good they flow more.
Correct. How's business going?
Well, the business is okay. Amidst all the challenges, we keep pushing. We can't complain. It's okay.
Correct. Yes. Keep pressing on. Keep pressing on. I'm sending you a lot of positive thoughts and making a lot of thoughts about you overcoming your challenges with the business and all of your endeavors. But we want to welcome you to the biggest phone talk platform at this time frame in Liberia. We want to welcome all of you. If you just joining us, please share this show. I promise that it's going to be bombastic, thought-provoking, fantastic, interactive conversation tonight. I want to announce that we have a presidential aspirant. Mr. Robert Morris will be here beginning at 9 p.m. and it's actually 5 p.m. my time in the United States, and Liberia time is 9 p.m. So come and join the conversation. Come and hear Mr. Morris's plan for Liberia, how he intends to change the country and his vision for Liberia. And of course, we'll have discussions about trending issues in Liberia as well when the panelists roll in here. We'll have Mr. Morris for an hour, and then we'll continue with discussions. And you callers will also have an opportunity to chime in. So I want to just thank you for joining us. You are very important. You play a very instrumental role in listening and commentating to what you hear. So thank you for joining us again. Chairman Byron, what do we have going on in the country? What are some of the trending issues that you want to share with Liberians?
Well, today Muslims around the world, they celebrate Abraham's Day, and I guess you are aware of that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I want to wish the Muslims around the world and in Liberia a wonderful, wonderful Abraham Day. I know in Liberia it's probably at the end of your celebration, but I did see that this was happening. And I wish your prayers come true. Whatever you pray for today, I wish that it come true for you.
Okay, And another one from my end, claims and counterclaims ensued today among several senators concerning this whole, in Senate, concerning the road purchase. And Nambala Sembe, when he came out to read a communication concerning the road farm process, there were some senators who came out and they started to talk about this. Over the past months, it has been an issue where some have accused the executive of allegedly resources or allegedly embezzling resources. Some senators from Bomi County. So the issue of the road farm today, it came out in the Senate, where some senators, they were so much enraged, and they spoke about that. On the flip side of this, um, I have not seen, I'm sorry to say this, a communication from the president, our government, congratulating Madabio on his re-election. But the youth chair of the CDC, he came out and did that. And there are condemnations. Some said his critics believe that he's not, charged with the authority to do that on behalf of the government of Liberia, and they believe that he shouldn't have done that, to the belief of some of his critics. So they said that it is the president who's the executive, the head of the country, the
Mm-hmm.
executive, should have done that, not
Mm-hmm.
him as a youth chair of the CDC. So on some of the social, some of the
Okay.
media institutions, there are
Uh-huh.
people who are calling back to back, condemning him about his action. But these are political times.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good. Naturally, when I come, I love to talk about some of these trending issues in the country because,
Mm-hmm.
just to give you an oversight or overview about these things that are happening in our country. So I will stop here for now and I'll come back.
Awesome. Thank you for, informing the Liberian people. I'm just going through some of the local news, the newspapers. I'm reading the Daily News, Daily Observer says that the Liberia legislature passes stiffer law on drugs. Uh, I know we spoke about this yesterday. According to the new law, drug dealers, cultivators, and manufacturers are not eligible for bail until their trial is completed. And if found guilty, they will have life imprisonment. That's part of the new law, which I think that it is also a good law. In the past, people who brought in drugs in our country, as we've seen recently, tend to bring it in and leave after the trial if they are found not guilty, rightfully so. If they're found not guilty, they shouldn't be held responsible. But it is now they will not be eligible for a bill in with the new law. So I think I hope that the law could go further by offering training to mental health workers to manage substance abuse, people who abuse substances, because substance addiction is a terrible, terrible thing. It takes a special kind of training to be able to help our population. Um, so that's good. Let me see what else is going on. Did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I'm looking at the story here where it says, because we carry this in our local news,
Mm-hmm.
where, okay, I got it. Hold on. Let me get that the riches here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where it says the National Secretary General of the National Patriotic Party, today he was officially, uh, no, this is an old story. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Something we talked about briefly yesterday. I'm sure we're going to expand on it. We know that Tiawan Councillor Tiawan Gonglo announced his running mate, Dr. Yapawolo, is his running mate. He hailed out of Bum County. So we will probably be talking about what does he bring to the table, what does he has to have to offer um, the Councilor Tara Gongo's party or Liberia at large. So that's something we'll be discussing. Let me also just run over to uh, another daily here. I try to get a hold of any of them, and then I'll be welcoming you to the program. Uh, so this says USAID hands out over US 1.2 million to advocates for policy reforms in health, education, and governance sector. So that's a good thing if the money is used uh, for its intended purpose. $1.2 million coming to Liberia, not a bad thing. As long as the money, which I'm sure the American government now is on to making sure that our money, the money that they give us, is used for the intended purposes. Let's see. So that was from the Independent Probe. I'm going to now go on to Front Page Africa. There's an analysis here of the BIOS election, trying to compare the elections in Sierra Leone to Liberia. One of the takeaway from that article mentioned, in our government, it's something that is different from the Sierra Leone government. We have 3 members of this government that was indicted for misappropriating funds they're owned by the Americans. So they were charged with abusing funds, and they are on the Manisky list. So that is different from what happened in Sierra Leone government. I think that's what that article tried to point out, along with many other things. So I think there's this trending issue about the university law school as well in Liberia. I'm sure we're going to get a minute to speak about. There's some people are talking about grade changes and all of that at the law school. And
there are some employees who are resigning.
Yes, there were the youngest professor at the school resigned. There was also one of the most profound professor, I believe, Johnson, perhaps her last name. She also Professor Johnson. She also resigned. So we may have an opportunity to talk about that too. Let me see. Miss TT has sent me a quick note here about our guest speaker today. Let me make sure that you on par with that as well. So she tells me, and I want you to be ready for this, Chairman Byron, that Mr. Morris has a short video that he wants to play at the beginning of his interview. So please make sure that before we bring him on, that we play that video, because he wants that to be played, and that's very important that we do that. Okay. So again, if you just joining us, Mr. Robert F. Morris, a presidential aspirant, will be here today talking to us about his vision and goals for Liberia. So join the conversation. As I wait for my colleagues to roll in, fellow panelists to roll in, you heard Bar just gave us some news, some trending news in the country. He talked about the claim and counterclaim regarding to the road project. That the conversation was happening in the legislature today. And he also talked about, the fact that the chairperson of the CDC youth wing was the one who congratulated President Bill. President Bill. So some people are saying that that's inappropriate. He shouldn't have done it. But I want to ask you a question, Chairman Power. Did he do it? Did he call a press conference to do this congratulations, or was this done by way of Facebook, or how was this done?
Written communication.
Oh, written communication. Okay. All right. Well, I'll hear what the panelists have to say about this. Let me move into anything else you have to add, Barbara.
So far, so good from my end. And uh, the there are several endorsements. The political leader of the Unity Party he's getting. I'm talking about Ambassador Joseph Boakai. There were some people today in Maryland County, and I'm told tomorrow there'll be an endorsement for him. On the flip side, Mr. Cummings is also energized as well, crossing over, and the government is also showing pickups. So the momentum is building up for October. So this is where we are.
Yes. I want to make also an announcement. If you are in New York, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Delaware, Maryland, and you can also fly in. It's very easy to fly into Philadelphia. The CPP convention is going to be held in the Philadelphia area this weekend. I will be there, as well as many other members of the CPP party. Come and join us. Mr. Cummings and I understand Councilor Charlene Brunskin will be there. Come and hear also the plans that they have for your beloved country, Liberia. This would be an opportunity for you to speak to them, ask them questions. So let me see. I believe there on Friday there's a welcome party that will be held in the Burlington area. The flyer is available on my page online, as any member of the CPP for that matter. And then the ball is going to be held on Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia at, I believe, it's the African Cultural Center, Akana Center. And then I believe that Sunday there's going to be a church service. So it's a jam-packed weekend of activities. There are many opportunities for you to meet Mr. Cummings and also Councilor Charlene Brunskin. So please join us this weekend. Come and support us. It is a fundraising event. There you will be charged to get into their fundraising ball. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm going to welcome you to the program. Thank you for joining us. Where is my? I want to go back and see if I'm missing something here. My comments seem to have disappeared on me all of a sudden. Okay, let me see. Yes. So at this point, I want to welcome Ivan P. Ivan P said, I better call his name today. He said, I have been missing his name. Ivan P., welcome to the program. Samuel Francis, I want to welcome you to the program as well. Tucker Makula, he says, good evening, Spoon. Thank you for joining us. Tipos PK Dempster, thank you for joining us. But Sharon Byron, can you just welcome people for a second? I have to just take a call for a second. Someone's calling me.
Okay. Let us take this from the top. This one says, thanks so much for the program. Ivan P. Say, I'm watching. Orito Joa, best man, yes, is also watching for New York. Kukuya Canopy is also watching. Honorable Josh Watkins Jr. is watching Spoon Talk. Omen Zizu is following as well. Let me say welcome, Peter. We have to take a long time. Footed near says good evening, Spoon family. Peter Tukpa is also watching. Josh Chester and Kekula Jr. watching from China. Joseph Freeman is also watching as well. Canon Ase Molu. Let me say good evening, Canon. Roden Ben. Lai Kuman is also watching Spoon Talk. Eric Kwamini. Yes, Eric Kwamini, good evening. Lena Swa. Thomas Saki. Okay, Thomas Saki, welcome to Spoon FN.
Okay.
Okay.
Great job. Great job. Thank you so much. You are going on another end, and I'm taking the message from another one. And Myron Scott Phillips says, "Special, how are you? If you know me well, you know that is my nickname." So, Myron, how are you doing? Philip Bala is also here. Philip, how are you doing? Richelieu Bartholomew Harris is watching from San Diego, California. Richelieu, I want to welcome you to the program. Thank you for joining us. James Bapa is here from Soul Clinic, Painesville. Thank you for joining us. A special hello to all of you that are in Soul Clinic, Painesville. Share the show. Thank you for joining us. John Hina is also watching us. Thank you for joining us too. Eric McBinney is watching from La Pasi community. A special hello to those who are in La Pasi. Thank you for joining us. This is your platform. Please share the show. A childhood friend of mine, Miss Lydia Nimbley, says hello to you, Baron Baron. She also says, hello, Dr. Francine. You know you can call me special. So hello to you, Lydia. If you know me, my childhood name is special, so that's why many of my people who know me will say that over here. Honorable George Watkins is also watching from District 13, Monserrato County, Liberia. A special hello to you, Honorable George Watkins, and all of your friends that are watching and family members. Thank you for joining us. I see Rabina Femeta Lewis. Rabina, of course, another childhood friend. This is my Beaumont crew, okay? Lydia, we used to call her Lydia Sanimani at the time. So, but now she's Lydia Nimble. Femeta, Rabina is they're all part of my Beaumont crew. Another announcement, Bon Minds, Bon Education Alumni Center will be having their convention the weekend of July 13. I believe to the 15th, July 13th to the 15th. We're gonna kick up the weekend by cruise on the Spirit of Philadelphia. We'll be celebrating my husband, who is the president of Bon Education Alumni Center. So we're gonna be celebrating him, and then Friday there's gonna be a tour to an African American museum where some of the slaves that were running up north from down south, they were housed. It's called the Railroad uh, Connection. So we'll be touring that museum on Friday. Saturday, we're going to have a business meeting. And Friday, the leadership will have a retreat also. Saturday morning, there will be a business meeting. Sunday, we're going to have a fundraising event. And Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have church. All of this is going to be held in my New Jersey, South New Jersey, where I live. You can find a flyer on my page. We're asking you to make a donation. This goes to subsidizing education of students in Bon Mines. The Bon Alumni Association, has been assistant for more than 20 years. We've been supporting our former school, which is no longer there, but is now the Zariata School. We have been supporting the resource center at Zariata School. We are giving back to Liberia. So many schools do this here, despite the fact that we don't live in Liberia. And honestly, I have no family members that attended school in Bon Mines, but I know I got my early education, my training, and I am who I am today because of Bon Mines. Okay. So many people share the same views and will not forget that. So again, if you're going to be in the area, July 13, 14, 15, and 16, please attend the Bon Education Alumni Association Convention in South Jersey. Check out my page and support us. There's a fundraising, so you're welcome to attend. I'm going to also welcome Edwin Lombert. He's also watching us. Thank you, Edwin, for joining us. Josephus Arbeck is watching from Banga County. Josephus, thank you for joining us. John Bryant is watching us from Fargo, North Dakota. Thank you for being here. Jeffrey Samuka is also watching us. We appreciate you being here. Dr. Walker is here from Durham, North Carolina. Dr. Walker, we welcome you to the program. Thank you for joining us. Jacob Blurcon is watching us. Let me just see who else here. Raf Tokba is also watching us from Jacobtown, District Number 2. If you are in Jacobtown, District Number 2, we want to welcome you to Spoon Talk, your platform. Get involved. We appreciate you joining us. Share the show. Lai Croma is from Italy. Roma, he says, again, we are vicariously traveling through Lai Croma. Spoon Talk is in Italy. Can you believe that? It's all over. I love when I hear other people from different parts of the world are watching Spoon Talk. I like that. Uh, James Sakale is watching us as well. Sankale, I'm sorry, James Sankale is watching us. Robertson Chiniken is watching us as well. Ama Freeman is watching us. Thank you, Ama. I was referring to, yes, Mr. uh, Robert Morris, presidential aspirant, is going to be at 5 o'clock. My time is now 4 o'clock. So we're actually waiting for him and the panelists to rule in. So that's what I was referring to when I said 5 o'clock. I know that it's 4 o'clock now. It's actually not. It's 4:36 now. Salomon Moses is watching from Grand Bassa. Those of you who are in Grand Bassa County, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here. Mamadi Salif is watching from Single Oro. All of you, special hello to you from Spoon Talk family. Thank you, all of you that are on the Single Oro. We want to just say hello to you. John Moore is watching from Newport Street, Monrovia. Newport Street have a special place in my heart. I spent a lot of time on Newport Street as a child. So thank you for joining us, John Moore. Tipo Dempster, he's always here. He says, welcome, Dr. Richardson. Tipos PK Dempster. I know he likes Salematu. I'm happy just for the greeting from you. Thank you for mentioning my name. But I know you like Salematu better. Yes, and a great shout out to Salematu as well. I'm sure she's watching us. Eric Komini is here. Thank you, Eric. Eric always, he accuses me of not calling his name. Eric, I'm calling your name today. I do call your name, but thank you for being here. Silly Kamara says, thank you, Dr. Richardson, for your good work. I want to say thank you back to you, all of you, those who are watching, especially Silly Kamara and many others. You are the people who keep Spoon up. This is your station. We allow you, you can call, you can participate. We appreciate your feedback. So I want to say thank you back to you. Let me say, Kolako Belayan is watching from 7th Street Sinker. 7th Street Sinker. Thank you very much for watching us. Richard Cully is also watching. Ebes Al Hassan is watching. Thank you for joining us. Jay Mulba is watching from Zedri Grand Jide County. I really appreciate when people watch from the southeastern area. I have a special fondness for the southeastern area. I believe it's a beautiful part of our country. With the challenges that they have with other people getting from Morovia to the southeastern region. So thank you for joining us, J. Kawi Mulba. Taku Tokpa is also here. Taku, you are from RIA Road, Nambit Town. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you who are on the RIA Road, Liberia. Thank you for joining us. Andy Pay Crisco is from District 13. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. I'm just going to look at my other device here just to make sure that I'm getting everybody. I'm trying to do my best to call you guys as we wait for the panelists to roll in. Sharp 5 o'clock, we'll have our guest speaker coming in, this presidential aspirant, Robert F. Morris. He's going to be here telling us about what he intends to bring. How there's a noise coming from the radio, I believe. You hear it, Chairman Barham? It's much better now.
Yes, it's better.
Yes. Washington Toia is watching from Chicago. Thank you for joining us. Clarence Benson is also following from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. We're all the way in Canada. Obadiah says, I don't recognize him. Obadiah, let me just see your name. I'm moving from one device to the other now. Obadiah Phillips, I'm recognizing you today. Thank you very much. At times, I just don't get to see the names. It goes by so fast. Ask Barn, he'll tell you.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy to recognize everybody's name. Albert Beer is watching from Clay Street, Monrovia. All of you who are from Clay Street or residing on Clay Street, want to tell you a special, special hello and thank you for joining us from the Spoon family. Christine King Jackson is also watching. Christine, thank you. Charles Russell, somebody that I've been knowing for a very, very long time. Charles Russell, thank you for joining us. You follow us all the time. We appreciate your time here with us and the way that you add to the conversation. Mr. Wilmot S. Knuckles is also watching us. Thank you for joining us. I see the former CEO just joined us. You say I shouldn't welcome him, so I'm not going to welcome him. Like how I can welcome other panelists. Okay, join the show. You want to help me welcome people? That's where I am.
Oh yeah, let's welcome all the somebody named Mandi Governor. Let me welcome Chairman Baron. Baron, what's up, man?
Well, I'm okay, CEO. How you coming on?
How's the fallback position?
Fallback position is okay.
Yeah.
What I mean, I've been talking about fallback position. I just been skipping it. What they talking about? I don't even know.
Is that the richest thing? Leave that one.
Yeah, because somebody just said, "Oh, Brian." I see a few comments from the fallback position, but I didn't.
Fallback position. You know, fallback position is the biggest entertainment center, amusement center.
Oh,
you know,
wait. What do you have? Since you say amusement center, it comes with what?
I mean,
you got bowling station, you got a basketball court, you got bar center, you got stage, you have. What are some of the things you have? You have that you call it a amusement. It's what?
An entertainment center.
But why people call it King Juice Shop? They said that King Juice Shop. That James said I King Juice Shop.
See how you coming on?
But I saw you and how you call this guy? What's the man name? Tevez. What's his name?
Tevez now.
Tevez now. You guys were dancing, man. Tevez now can dance.
Yeah.
So that's a drinking center, though.
Yeah, not only drinking center, but we go there. You know,
is that an intellectual area? People come. I saw Ketama there the other day.
Yeah, Ketama. Even we had consider Charlie Bronsky. She went there. Mr. Benina Ure. You know.
I saw Benina Ure there the other day.
Wow, you got some big
shots. General Prince Johnson, he was there. On the Enders, he was also there.
So I mean, so you're making a lot of money, Byron.
It's not about money. It's not about money, CEO. We just want to change the narrative. Just to change the narrative that you can come.
What narrative? Are you selling food? You selling yoga gari? You selling a jacket? You get fufu and soup. So no food? No food?
Not. I mean,
you got to start selling some food, bro.
Yeah, but that's a good recommendation, and we'll start with that. They'll go recommendation by next week. Next week we'll do that. You know.
Yeah, you gotta find a real old man that can really steam though. Don't go find no Bablet or Kogo. You gotta find a real old man that I can put the finger in the food, you know, because people won't drink some. You know, it's rain season, right?
Yeah.
So when they get a late thing, you know, that James said, look at George Flomo. George Flomo said I can't juice graduation spot. Hey, Georgie. George Flomo, George said I can't juice era. You said I can't juice over there? Why you call anyway? Let's have our show, Dr. Richardson.
That's it.
Man in the fallback position, man.
That position.
Why you give a fallback position?
Meaning in left CEO, you should always have another route. I'm with Spoon FM today. What happens if I leave Spoon today? Or if I'm dismissed?
Okay.
I should have a fallback position. What if I'm into politics? I'm supporting, XYZ, and
Who
if
you
mine,
supporting? Who your political stand up bearer? Who?
Benenayure, I'm a member of the ALP.
Oh, you know, yeah. I remember you were
Yeah.
running for the seat, but they refused to give it to you. They don't trust
No, I
you.
was defeated though.
So you supporting Yuri? That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. But let me ask you a question because we're waiting for the other guys to come. Today, Dr. Richardson, if you ask me what on my mind, I want to know why Tewon Gonglo choose or Yakpawulo Yuri. Why? That's one question. And I also want to know why CDC going to celebrate thinking that they will win an election because inside alone BO won. I really need to understand these two things. Seriously. I know that. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Let me change my how you call it. All right, I needed to change this Dr. Richardson. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, I needed to change my earpiece because
They will co-moderate, okay?
every day you want us to co-moderate. You scared? But seriously, I really want to know more. Ali, welcome to the show. For you, Chairman Baron, let me ask you real quick before you leave us because the other guys begin. Listen, we all work. We will come in some way somehow, so we got to appreciate one another if we join on. But why? Why consider Gonglo? And I'm waiting for the Gonglo guys to come on. And after we speak to our guests for tonight, why consider Gonglo? If it is all said and done, why he went after Yakpawulo Yuri? Can you tell us something? I know they are not related, right? He's not related to Bema Yuri, right?
Yeah, I think we have to respect his decision, CEO.
Did I say I'm not respecting his decision?
No,
Why you can tell it that? I
not
didn't say
you,
that. I want to know
not
why
you,
he's choosing a man.
not you. I'm just laying the basics. We have to
I mean, let
respect
that 5 up position and go for it. That 4 back position. Let me go call
Yeah,
James.
I think it's a divisive, ticket. In
Why
my
you
mind,
think so? Why?
he presents himself as if he's a tribalist. He's a tribal individual because Teron Gongo, he comes from Nima County, and the name Yakpawuro,
From
no,
Bon County.
from Bon County. So that's why some political pundits now believe that, look, if you vote for such a man, you make him president, what he will do is that he's going to marginalize, quote unquote, those they perceive as what conquer people.
Well, I don't. Listen. Let me cut you off. I read it on. No. I hate when people bring their Congo and native thing. I'm gonna run for it. I don't like it. Because my mother, typical crew, father, Congo crew, the Macy and there. I don't like to talk about this thing. We are all Liberians, but I just want to know what are the attributes Yakwa coming with. That's all. But let's welcome Mo Ali. Muhammad Ali, welcome to the Spoon Talk, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, Chief. Thank you.
Yes,
happy
sir.
to be here again.
Every day is a good day, brother. But Dr. Richardson, thank you very much for holding it down. You welcome all our folks. Muhammad, I have a question though. Help me if I'm wrong. Why Taiwan went after Yagbawudo? Number one. Why the CDC celebrating believing that they can win an election because BO won his election in Sierra Leone? Those are the two things on my mind, Dr. Richardson. Those are the only two things on my mind. We have 12 minutes to discuss before you can bring your guests on.
Last time we Dr. Richardson, are we talking?
No. Go ahead, Mwali. Go ahead. I was going to ask you the question to answer.
Firstly, let me talk about. I heard this guy name one time. This Emmanuel Yakpawulo Yure guy. I don't know him any other way. I absolutely know nothing about him. Yeah, and so it will be difficult to say anything about somebody that you don't know anything about. I'm not sure what I want to say about him. At least if I know him, I know what his background is, what his political ideology is, which side he has taken in politics in the country, what are the issues he's known for. Then I I can talk about him. But as of now, I will just wait for the Gonglo people to come and tell us who the guy is. Then I can begin to do my own research. I heard he's been involved with land right thing. He works with an organization that is doing land right thing. He has a background in some environmental something. That's all I know about him. So I don't want to, say things that if it is in terms of whether he will make a difference in bringing vote to Councilor Gonglo. From my experience in Liberian politics, he's a new person, and I'm not sure how his people are going to gravitate towards him, given that they don't know him. Maybe he has a way of convincing people. And the other issue of Bio winning election, therefore, the CDC people think they will win. Last time we discussed that, but Stanton is a funny thing, because what they are trying to tell us that they are going to win on the basis of Mada Bio's records in Sierra Leone. That Mada Bio's achievement in Sierra Leone is their achievement in Liberia. But what other argument you make for that?
La beg you, okay, don't do this to me today.
So Mada Bio achievement in Sierra Leone.
So are you saying that Mada Bio won his compact $300 and something million? It means that George Mada where won it too?
Exactly. So whatever achievement that made him to win the election, that the CDC people are celebrating here, they are telling my thought process is telling me that okay, CDC thinks that the achievements of Mada Bio are the achievements of President Weah. Therefore, because Mada Bio won, therefore President Weah will win. So Mada Bio building roads all over the place. I'm talking about real roads, major highway, that achievement, that Weah achievement. He won compact, that Weah achievement. He's improving the life of the Sierra Leoneans, that Weah achievement. Stanton, this is no disrespect to Sierra Leone or even other places. When we went to Sierra Leone as refugees in 1990, the way the people treated us was on the thought that they held Liberians in the same way they held American people. That they thought that Liberia was a state of the United States of America, just in Africa, and they were fortunate to have been neighbors to Liberia. When we told the people that in our villages, at least we had TV, the village we were living in, we had TV. In fact, we carried a TV with us, and we had S-bars in our house, and we had electricity. It was shocking to them. When we were in the refugee camp, one guy came, he sat down and talked with us. He said, I really thought the Liberians were Americans. So I said, yeah, we're American. That's the kind of high esteem they held us in until, war went there. So Mada Bio now is surpassing Liberia. We are retrogressing. So for anybody to think that Mada Bio's achievement is George Weah's achievement, they must be crazy.
So Dr. Richardson, listen to what Moadi said. You guys went over it briefly because of time. That's why we are bringing it back. Then we'll discuss other domestic issue. Mm-hmm. Why CDC celebrating the Bio's win? Why? Why the thing that this guy won his second term, that open gate for President George Mada we had to win?
Moali said yesterday, Sierra Leone is Sierra Leone and Liberia is Liberia. So I don't know why anyone would want to follow that analogy that just because Bio won, that means that George Weah is going to win his elections. We can categorize the accomplishments of Mr. President Bio in Sierra Leone. I mean, Moali spoke about the road connectivity. I like to speak about education, how he hired more teachers than any other leader in the country. He's developed a curriculum that will provide quality education. He has gotten a lot of funds from European countries, UNICEF, to improve the educational system in Sierra Leone. He also is focusing on the emotional challenge students. We know that we have people who, they are emotionally challenged, they have some intellectual difficulty. We don't focus on that in our country. We expect everybody to be the same emotionally and intellectually, and we know that's all fingers are not equal. People are born with different strengths, and so he's actually developing a special curriculum for what we call special education students, which I believe that we don't have that in our country. So in the area of education, we can see how he is emphasizing quality, not just education, not just paying for white fee. Okay, he is emphasizing quality education, something that we are not doing. Our leadership in Liberia is not doing. So this is a reason why people in Sierra Leone might want to vote for President Bill, because he's thinking about the future generation of Sierra Leoneans compared to us in our country. So I don't know why.
Dr. Richard said, if you go online, if you've ever, maybe more you did, follow the politics in Sierra Leone. Mm-hmm. Those people believe in deliverables. You must deliver for them. They will go after you. Now, let's just go back a little bit. And maybe first going to say what I want to say. His first 100 days achievement. Madam Bio, first 100 days achievement. You know what I like? But go and read about this guy. Within the first 100 days, the Minister of Finance through the man set up two committees. One, on revenue, he set up, he took two executive orders he took to audit. More Ali, the second thing the guy said, we will audit. And folks need to understand that. The first 100 days, the Minister of Finance, through the audit service, has instituted a financial and technical forensic audit on all domestic arrears for goods and services left by the previous government. Mo Ali, Dr. Richard saying.
And guess what? Guess what happened in the first 100 days here? Guess what happened in the first 100 days?
Now me saying no more Ali, let me rest. I beg you. Let me talk about they got 1.4 billion that I will get for you. And that's why when Isaac Doe called, I said, Minister Doe, you are making one of the greatest mistakes in your life. You work at Wells Fargo's bank. You know how it is here in America. You are misplaced. They send you to Minister of Youth and Sport. But let's forget about that one. We are here talking about the man. First, two executive order. We will order the previous government. He said we will do it. The Sierra Leone was so happy when they heard that. He didn't want to say it. They did it. Talk to me more, Adi. Was this done under President George Manneh? We have first 100 days.
So I will tell you what happened under President George Manneh. We have first 100 days. Number one, we had the $16 billion missing in the first 100 days.
Wow.
Number two.
Oh, no. You're going contrary to what Bio did. Because the people said the man won. The man said we're going to order in the first 100 days. Then what you just said? You said number one.
In the first 100 days of President Weah's presidency, 16 billion Liberian dollars from Central Bank got missing. First 100 days, another achievement. So because they're talking about how, when President Weah win, because Mada Bio won, so President Weah will win. In the first 100 days, we had the debacle, the $25 million issue for how they call it? What was the name they have for it?
The mop up exercise?
$25 million for mop up. That was in the first 100 days. In the first 100 days, President Weah started the construction of his 47 unit.
59. Just add it up. I tell you 100. Who knows why it is?
Whatever it is, of that housing unit to Baptist Seminary. In the first 100 days, Koji bought one house 2 different times at $250K. In the first 100 days, President Weah demolished his dilapidated 9th Street residence and they were reconstructing it. In the first 100 days, whole lot of stealing went on. How can you compare the first 100 days of BO, which was positive for Sierra Leone, to the first 100 days of WIA? Because they say because BO won, WIA will win. That's why I said maybe BO achievement is the achievement of WIA.
Let's welcome our brother Minister Fagon, because the guest will soon be coming on shortly. And I don't know, you send the link to the guest, right?
I believe.
Okay. Well, while you try to do that, let's bring in Honorable Fagon. Honorable Fagon, y'all had a little conversation on this thing yesterday. I want us to dig deeper. The people saying it's a must that Joe Manor we have win because his twin's brother Bio won election in Sierra Leone. He won his second term. So it means beyond all necessary or unnecessary doubt, George Manor we will win. Fagon. And now we're telling the people though, the man first 100-day achievement. His first 100-day achievement. His Excellency's President Bio announced two separate executive order. Executive order number 1 on revenue mobilization, published 9th of April 2018. And executive order number 2, expenditure control. Now you got to listen to this one. Within the first 100 days, the Ministry of Finance through the Audit Service has instituted a financial and technical forensic audit on all domestic area for goods and services led by the previous government, amounting to 10.7 trillion Sierra Leonean dollars, which is 1.4 billion the United States dollars. Fagon, George Manor, we are first 100 days was what? I would ask the Liberian people this question tonight. I want to ask them without fear. The first 100 days, we will go after the previous government. We will hold them responsible. Fagon, you were in the government. Your first 100 days on the Joe Manor where was what?
Thankfully, let me say good evening to the peace-loving people of Liberia. Look at Lamik Pagoden. Y'all announce your then y'all say I force it. Y'all announce running mate, then y'all coming after 5 o'clock. Who you expect to talk about your running mate?
I'm about to over the 100 day. We get the data. We get the data. Yakba Wuroba. We get the data. Yakba Wuroba. Let's talk about it.
The man will not Yakba Wuroba until he declare his intention to run.
But stick to conversation. But stick to
topic.
I'm begging you.
Until recently.
My man, stick to
question.
My man, stick to topic. Answer. We will come back to it. Stick to topic, please. We cannot be
calling you Dr. Yue from the time.
My man, Fagon. This is not reliable 360. I'm begging you, my man. We're saying about your show.
Because we don't
play no. Go ahead. My man, leave Yagbaglo alone. In the military, they used to call him Yagbaglo couple. I mean, we welcome you here, but beg you, but we didn't welcome you here, my man. Stop. Go ahead, Fagon.
Please make this brief because we need to play a video before our.
But we gotta see the man in the back. The man in the back. You want to play a video? That's I say we are. What kind of president in waiting there? So
I just want to. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Let's make it brief. It's 5 o'clock.
The man even on the show yesterday.
Let me make it brief.
Fine. So please go ahead.
President Weah is by no means a measure to Bio. When Bio took over Sierra Leone in his first 100 days, Bio was very clear when he said, me not soldier man, me not a politician. I for tell you now one thing, this Sierra Leone way I don't cancel. Now discipline going to develop we.
Hey, Creole Baba.
No, I don't hear the men talk. The men say fiscal discipline, financial discipline, economic discipline. But me not soldier man. If I say na 5 p.m., na 5 p.m., una listen, Sierra Leoneans. If una want for say let Sierra Leone be better, now for listen, Sierra Leone get for be discipline. I'm robbers them. Una fair place to go. Liberia now una sanctuary, una go there.
Hey.
Drug dealers them. If we want place to go, una go yonder na Liberia, then they sell and they go there. If I catch any man here where they sell drugs, where I tap on you, una go sabi uda na madabio. The first 100 days of Mother Bio, all her armed robber them migrated to Liberia. All her drug dealers them migrated to Liberia. All her corruption people them migrated to Liberia. Because that was the only place they could find the kinds of things that they could do. The next thing, in the first 100 days, and I will be honest and fair to George, we are on this one. More Ali than carry out more than 100 protests. Madam, you say, the man that we've been there, where we are for protest, Panam. We are not protest, Panam. Now, when we don't take over, for Kale, I can try for Fisan. Now, where we are welcome to Tawapa me. No. When I give me chance, 100 days, let I try for face something. If I'm not able, I go left. I don't want to see anybody there on the road where they burn tires. I said to say, now, Mama build the road. So what started happening? People started gravitating towards Mother Bio. He said, I got to pull me military cap. Me not to Mother Bio military man. But if you not form for me, I go 10 soldier man. He put his foot down. The first 100 days of Joey, he said he won't play ball. The 500 days of Joey, he start burying so people start burying the The 500 days of George, he even able to park car for the government. Up to today, President, we are government have not bought vehicles for government officials. Assistant ministers, deputy ministers.
No, I gotta hold you there, but man, hold on 1 minute. We gotta bring other people in. But the fund were allocated, money was allocated for government officials to get car.
And
but they didn't buy the car. Yeah, but hold on now, my man. We're not you have to be Roger Moore tonight, but we get guests coming on.
So at the end of the day, Mother Bio decided that Sierra Leone will be disciplined in all aspects of the political fear. And what happened to our Uno man today? Somebody can just get us with the money, say, unless Stenton. They go to the KE, then they say they come back out to go sit down. And Robert, then enter your house, they tell your wife and children, you're going to the closet, let me deal with it, man. When they finish carrying you, they tell the wife and children, I don't look until we go come back. Drug dealers, you saw the picture. The president can hang out with a drug dealer then 2 years after that, they accuse them, then 5 days after that, they release them. You want to try that nonsense with Mother Bio? You can't. You can't even fool yourself.
Fagon. Let me go back to Mo Ali real quick, and I want to bring in Councilor Lamin Double R Pako.
Can I make an announcement? If you are listening to us, presidential aspirant Robbie Morris, please come in the back. It's 5:07. We expected you to be here before we play your video. So we'll proceed with our conversation until I see you in the back. Thank you.
Did you send the link? Did you send the link to him?
Let me check with.
Can you please?
Yes.
Please be careful. Charles Julu wanted to play his cassette. Presidential aspirant now won't play his video more. You know what I'm talking about. Lami, you know what I'm talking about.
Play the tape.
Lami, you're acting like you're in here.
Play the tape. But let me bring in Mo. The Fagon raised a very important point. In 100 days, President George Manangwea and all his PJ and Tintin, they were building their homes. And all his Tintin, they were traveling. 100 days Mo Ali. I know you're going to go after Fagon on what he said. But let's face in the fact here, let's face in the nation for a minute. 100 days under His Excellency President Bio, he went after the past government. He pushed them because he needed for them to give an account of US 1.4 billion United States dollars. President George Manangwea, 100 days, he started building and renovating. He told all his ministers and deputy ministers, directors, deputy director, he said, my man, that what time? Atini. If you ask for Natikofa, Atina, it means our time. That's why he told them. He said, you go for it. And Mo Ali, though, set the record straight briefly. We'll come back to this. I'm saying that Robert is coming on. But talk to us quick, though. How can they go on this nonsense of a record to say they will win because Bio won his election?
So firstly, let me correct what Fagon said. Our first protest was on September 24th, 2018. I'm sure Fagon remembers they bring back our morning protest. And it was after that protest, Samuel Twessy, I should go to what the place name.
You were going to interior the way.
Yeah, to Grand Crew. The next protest, the next major protest was on June 7, 2019. So,
Mo, I'm sorry. What did you just say? They say you to where?
They say in the interior.
They say they meant to walk on Jire.
They say where go back. They tell me
I will go to my house picture and show it to you. The house they assigned to me, everything. and they used to be laughing. And
From
so
day one Samantha, they didn't like you, bro.
Yeah, they made them my business. So in the first 100 days, there is no comparison here. In fact,
I beg you, Mo. I think we have our guest in the back. I think I just saw him. Mo, I beg you. Just pause on that real quick. Yeah, but I may be there, man. Pay for your time, but pause on that real quick. Yes, ma'am.
We need a video to be played. He asked for a video to be played.
What's the video? What's the video?
Baron, could you please play presidential aspirant Robert Morris video, please?
The video.
I mean, somewhere with the Gongo Garden. Your name, you're running, me. You're scared to come on the show.
They keep running away.
Let's face it, our nation needs saving, period. And we are the only ones who can and must save it, no one else. If we do not fight to save our great nation, we, our children, and the Omanem will very soon not have a nation to call home. We cannot be content looking back with nostalgia at the prosperity and greatness that we once enjoyed before the war. Those stories and memories of the days of old do not feed our children today. The grandeur of our past does not take care of today's sick and suffering. Collectively, we have to recognize and accept just how far we have fallen. We have to look at the state of things as they are now and acknowledge that we have an infinite capacity to raise our standard of living, reduce the price of food, and create new opportunities for our people. It only requires leadership with vision and understanding that is practical and grounded in reality. We need someone who recognizes that until we invest in quality medical care to keep Liberians healthy, thousands of our citizens will continue to die young. We need someone who recognizes that the sorry state of our infrastructure holds back economic growth, deprives our farmers of access to markets, and our citizens within the diaspora of the security required for them to contribute to nation building. We need someone who understands the importance of a better educated workforce so that companies that invest in Liberia have easy access to a well-trained and talented workforce. We need someone who recognizes that right now, all of Liberia pays a terrible price for the incompetence and corruption of her leadership and the failure to modernize our roads, our public transit, our electric grid, our internet capacity, and our water and sanitation infrastructure. As the saying goes, when you want something done, best do it yourself. I do not trust anyone else with the responsibility of leading this once great nation down this course that I've charted. And it's for that reason that I am running for President of the Republic of Liberia. I seek not fame or fortune. I'm just tired of all of us pretending. No, we are tired of pretending that all is well when we know full well that it's not. People working but not getting paid, the illegal reselling of land with impunity, all of this corruption in our poor system of education. So, on behalf of those whose fondest hope is a day when prosperity is the companion of all, I am Robert F. Morris, and my people, together we move.
We're not hearing you, Dr. Richardson.
I said, wow, what a powerful video. It is a pleasure to have the presidential aspirant, Robert Morris, to Spoon Talk. He's going to come in. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to ask him questions, but his video was very powerful. So can we bring in Mr. Morris?
He's off. His internet is tripping.
Oh my goodness. You know, we often ask people to come into the studio because at least we can say that the internet in our studio tend to work best. But I believe Miss Presidential Aspirant Robert Morris made it his duty to come in from home, and we're having some challenges. But you saw the video. He made some comments about the state of Liberia, and
So,
he's looking to bring change. And this is why we are having him here today to ask him some questions.
so can we go back to our salon conversation while we wait for him?
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome our brother, Councillor Lamin Double R Pakwa. Councillor Lamin Pakwa, welcome, sir.
Wait, why do you always have to say double R?
Because if I say Lamin single, if I just say Lamin, Fagon will answer. That Fagon need Lamin too. So I say you want me to just focus on.
But Mr. Fagon spells his with one I. Mr.
But
Fagon
now I gotta say double I and single I. Okay, I'll just say Lamin. Okay, so Fagon, yeah, man.
No, that's okay to make the distinction.
Councillor Lamin, can we hear you?
Yeah, so
Welcome.
he doesn't want Fagon. He doesn't want Fagon to intrude when he's talking to me. So maybe Fagon should just acknowledge that when you say Lami, you're talking to me. When you say Eugene, you're talking to me. I think
Okay. Can we ask
just do it
Fagon?
that way.
Fagon, can you
Because
do
You
he
and
decided-
myself, who are born first? Who they get an intro
You
first?
see the reason? No, why you started
For
this?
your age, who they
Why
get an
you
intro
started
first?
this?
You see, that's
No,
what
you
Jesus
saw you
Christ-
get your own name, my man. You saw
that's
you
some of
get
the
your
things
own
Jesus
name.
Christ talk about in
You put
the
your own name
Bible.
on.
I'm very
I'm born
the
before
person
that
you
man.
bury your name.
They gave me the name. We spell the name. 10 to 15 years after he appears, then
You
he
bury
tell
your
me,
name.
say,
You didn't bury your name. You bury your name.
can't talk about your candidate where you're at now, so you run away.
Remember, I beg you back. Please talk about Jagba with a couple game. I beg you back. Talk about Jagba with a
You bury your own name. You won't want to.
You looking for Lami Pago to say
my man,
Yeah,
talk
no,
about
yeah,
Jagba.
wait,
pedestrian argument.
wait.
I
That
beg
candidate
you
there,
back.
look at you carry sleepless nights. So I seen it. This.
Well, but Councillor, we gave you the
been
time
having
because,
sleepless nights, it looks like.
Mr. Morris is coming back though. So can you use your time wisely?
UGB. Yeah, so I mean, thank you for today. We on the program again tonight. Just to say a little bit, I heard you guys discussing Dr. Yagbawolo. And I mean, surprisingly, Muhammad Ali said he doesn't know anything about the man, so he can't say anything about him. I mean, that's disingenuous. As a political operative, the first thing you do when you hear names like that. Yeah, so you know the thing about it is disingenuous.
Let's bring
It's
in Mr.
disingenuous
Morris.
when no wait, don't cut in. Let me. You're talking. I'm not interrupting you, Chief. You are talking. I'm not interrupting you. So let me talk.
Go ahead.
The reason why I say it's disingenuous is because he's not being honest with his answers. If I were the one, I would have checked the person, not to know about them, but to check on them, to know whether there's any doubt to be had. That one, how they call it? Eugene is saying that the man just changed his name yesterday to Yakbawolo. That's absolutely not true. You see, that's another disingenuous statement. This man is a self-made person. His profile is available on the website of the school he attended. It's easy for anybody to go there and find it and read for themselves. And
so, folks, again, we are losing Mr. Morris, our guest for tonight. He decided to have the program from home, and the internet is really a problem from his end. We encourage you, if you're coming on Spoon, please make yourself available and go in studio. I'm not saying we have the best connection, but I think it will help you a lot, especially when you are in Liberia. We encourage you, please. go in studio that we can have a wonderful show. He's not in the back. We are losing Mr. Morris tonight because of internet connection. Councillor Paco, please go ahead, sir. You are muted, sir.
So Dr. Yagbawolo changed his name he included his Yagbawolo name, which is his father's name, before he got his PhD, and that was about 4 years ago or so. He decided to include that because he wanted to go back to the roots. So it wasn't yesterday that he did that.
So can you help us? I want you to repeat. Can you? I beg you, sir. Councillor, no, I will do it today. No, Councillor, this thing is on you. Now you're man. No, Councillor. Yeah, Councillor. Can you make it very clear? When did he take on the name Yagbawolo? When?
Mr. Dr. Yagbawolo did not take on the name Yagbawolo yesterday. Eugene Fangon said the man took on the Yagbawolo name yesterday. That's not true. That's a lie.
So I'm asking you. I say when. I'm asking you when. When did
he went to Dr. Yagbawolo's office right now, you will see a certificate I was giving to him. A certificate I was giving to him by other people, not this year, that has a Yagbawolo name on it.
Okay, when?
But Eugene, wait. The man will answer the question before we go to more.
I don't remember the precise date he got a PhD, but when he got his PhD, when he was about to get a PhD, he decided to include his father's name. He didn't drop the Ure name, but he decided to include his family name. That's the reason why he has Yagbawolo now. It was not yesterday that he decided to be called Yagbawolo.
We agree, it's not yesterday. We agree, it's not the 27th of June.
That's beside the point.
No. You will not do this. No. You will not have a pedestrian. You will not have a pedestrian conversation here and say it's beside the point. That's your word. I will see the man. Well, I like that. But I want to add, the man going again, the internet going off.
Yeah, listen, Mr.
The man internet going on because you want to start the argument.
Mr. Yagbawolo is expected to come here. So,
I know, you're always welcome. You're always welcome. Come on.
Some of the questions for him. That would be helpful. I'm sure you have.
I came here. I said the man, when he decided that he was going to become president, then he went for the degree. When he added a Yagbawolo to it, the man said, no.
Nothing wrong with that.
Now, when we say something, but
I'm not saying something wrong with that. But the man, my own counselor, he chose not to answer the question.
Your name was Ure, and your name was Dr. Ure. Or Taylor Tan, Dr. Ure. Or Ellington, Dr. Ure.
I think, guys, hold on 1 minute. Let me bring in, before Mr. Morris go off, let me bring him in quickly, because we know the internet is tripping. Welcome to the show, Mr. Robert Franz Morris. Thank you for joining Spoon Talk tonight. If you can hear us, please let us know.
Maybe we could have him come in studio tomorrow or something, but the internet in Liberia, folks, is very bad tonight because of the weather.
Mr. Morris,
they say because of Georgia, the internet is bad, not the weather.
Yes, can you just speak? If you're hearing us, can you say hello?
All right. So we will wait when Mr. Morris come back on. We have this conversation. But Mo Ali, Mo. Why are you laughing, Mo? You gotta give Councillor Paco the chance. Why are you laughing, Mo?
Hey, you see me talking your plan, I just watching and laughing. That's all. I'm just reading the comment. And the seriousness with which Councillor Paco taking the whole name thing.
Paco won't even go to the hospital for it. Paco, I'm great politics. You gotta get used to it.
So, Councillor, let's get back to you. Can you hear us, Councillor Paco? Oh, the man going again. Hey God, the man going again. Where Gibson? Just in time when we needed Gibson the most.
Gibson said he reconsidering his decision.
Gibson got answer for you, so he coming.
But Dr. Richardson, though, I heard when I was researching this gentleman, right? I heard that he was one of CDC's second, he was among the group. President George Manowia was looking at him. And definitely so at the time, the They never knew that he was Yagbawuro. They were looking at Dr. Uri. That's the information I received. President George Manawiya were contemplating carrying him as VP because of Bonkante. Yes. But they were carrying Dr. Uri, not Dr. Yagbawuro. To me, it doesn't matter though. But he have a stake in Bonkante. He got the people know him. So I want to ask Councilor Kwako these questions and Mr. Gibson. But they are tripping.
I want to read one comment from the people. The guy said he hasn't even won election. Name corruption already started.
So I would like to ask,
seriously.
I believe the selection of Mr. Yagbawolo is still unfolding. I
beg you, Dr. Richardson, please forgive me. Let me see if we can get Mr. Morris.
Okay.
I really want, once I say in the back, I want to bring him on.
Yes.
Because of the internet, and it's still worse.
Absolutely. Mr. Morris,
do you have his number? Can you call him if you want to go in studio, or we can reschedule him, or we can bring him in by way of the cell phone? Either or.
Madam TT, okay.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
This man's stuff is really impressive. I think he needs to go to the studio. Just looking at his
I love his video. You know what? You know, when I listen to him, it reminds me of who? Seriously, Mr. Cummings. I'm listening to him. I'm hearing Mr. Cummings. Seriously. It makes me so happy to push him right now because I want to really ask him some hard question. I am hearing Cummings. His video that I just listened to, I'm hearing the voice of Cummings. I don't know. I don't know. But hey, folks, maybe you need to listen to it again. You can decide for yourself. If I'm making a mistake, tell me. But I'm hearing the voice of Cummings. I'm seeing the image of Cummings. Mo Ali. What you say, man? We're not hearing you.
Yeah, I wasn't getting you clear.
I was gonna say it's a good thing, and you like the video. You like the video, right?
I like the video. I like the video, but what I'm saying is that how he, put the video together is all I'm visualizing Cummings right now, and I want to know his relationship with Mr. Cummings, and I'm saying, let me hold my thoughts.
Yes,
but I'm looking at Cummings. Mo,
go
ahead, talk to us.
Before Mo coming, let me say, Bago needs to get used to this thing. This is election year. Right now, you got Chakla 1, Chakla 2, Rescue 1, Rescue 2, Broom 1, Broom 2, Chosen 1, Chosen 2. Now tonight, we got Save 1, Save 2.
What you call Save 1?
No, that's Savior 1, Savior 2.
Savior 2. He said it. He said it's time for us to save
the country.
Oh, you watch the video, Dr. Francine.
So you're not paying attention to the video.
Dr. Francine,
I was paying attention, but wasn't making the same analogy or interpretation.
So now we are Savior 1 and we're waiting for Savior 2.
So guys, it looked like we would not have him on. Man, I like him just because the way in which he presented his video. I seriously want to say to everyone, I believe that we really need to talk to him. A lot of folks agree with me. He sounds like Mr. Cummings. He presents himself like Mr. Cummings. And I don't know.
You just like him now until he made mistake like Mr. Cummings there.
No, until he can't on the show, then we push it.
No, until he made mistake.
Mr. Cummings can't make any mistakes, by the way.
For me, what I like is that black.
But Dr. Richardson, why you can't let it, man? Why you can't let it, man? Why you can't let Fagon finish talking? That you got to correct Mr. Cummings again.
He didn't make
Mr. Cummings made a mistake.
What caught me in the video is him coming from in the market with a black plastic bag ordinarily. Nobody really behind him.
Let's play the video again. Let's play the video again. While we try to do it, let's play the video again.
Thank you, Mr. Fagon. I think as a young person, he has such a spirit of ambition. I can see it, so.
All right, so that originally I'll put a secret up. Ladies and gentlemen.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Oh, you don't want me to say, because this guy, you pressing Mr. Cummings.
Let's face it, our nation needs saving, period. and we are the only ones who can and must save it, no one else. If we do not fight to save our great nation, we, our children, and the Omanim will very soon not have a nation to call home. We cannot be content looking back with nostalgia at the prosperity and greatness that we once enjoyed before the war. Those stories and memories of the days of old do not feed our children today. The grandeur of our past does not take care of today's sick and suffering. Collectively, we have to recognize and accept just how far we have fallen. We have to look at the state of things as they are now and acknowledge that we have an infinite capacity to raise our standard of living, reduce the price of food, and create new opportunities for our people. It only requires leadership with vision and understanding that is practical and grounded in reality. We need someone who recognizes that until we invest in quality medical care to keep Liberians healthy, thousands of our citizens will continue to die young. We need someone who recognizes that the sorry state of our infrastructure holds back economic growth, deprives our farmers of access to markets, and our citizens within the diaspora of the security required for them to contribute to nation building. We need someone who understands the importance of a better educated workforce so that companies that invest in Liberia have easy access to a well-trained and talented workforce. We need someone who recognizes that right now, all of Liberia pays a terrible price for the incompetence and corruption of her leadership and the failure to modernize our roads, our public transit, our electric grid, our internet capacity, and our water and sanitation infrastructure. As the saying goes, when you want something done, best do it yourself. I do not trust anyone else with the responsibility of leading this once great nation down this course that I've charted. And it's for that reason that I am running for President of the Republic of Liberia. I seek not fame or fortune. I'm just tired of all of us pretending. No, we are tired of pretending that all is well when we know full well that it's not. People working but not getting paid, the illegal reselling of land with impunity, all of this corruption in our poor system of education. So, on behalf of those whose founders' hope is a day when prosperity is the companion of all, I am Robert F. Morris, and my people, together we move.
I just heard that Robbie will probably be coming into the studio tomorrow. He is having internet issues, so we'll probably have him in the studio tomorrow. I think it would be best because even on the phone, we'll not get the full impact of his conversation with us. So I think, he can come in tomorrow.
The guest for tomorrow. What you do with the guest for tomorrow?
Miss Titi didn't tell me about a guest for tomorrow.
But Dr. Francine, how you call him just now? Just to be clear, how you call him?
You see?
Robert Morris.
No, you said Robbie.
No. You see?
You said Robbie, yeah.
Can you give the disclaimer? Can you give the disclaimer, though?
Mr. Fako, you can hear the things that you're not supposed to be hearing.
But that's why I say I want to try the secret. She said no. Do you know this guy, this gentleman, Mr. Morris?
Yes, I do.
Okay, then I rest my case.
Okay.
So you heard Robbie because
Yeah.
That's why I would say Rabbi. She said Rabbies.
Yes.
Okay.
In Sierra Leone, the president was Shaka Stevens, so they used to call him Shaki, Pashaki. Mm-hmm. So maybe when that guy become president, I will be calling Robbie.
President Robbie.
How you can call Mr. Kumis? Kum Kum?
Hey,
I can call you. I can call you Nami with one eye. We can call you Congo, Mr. Fagon.
I gotta stop. Boadi, the people do not call Mr. Kwame Mr. Coca-Cola. The people call him Mr. Kwame. It's not Coca-Cola. Don't do that.
Yeah, right? We don't call Mr. Boca Sleepy Joe. We can call Mr. Boca Mr. Boca.
Folks, thank you for joining us. That's a wonderful, wonderful conversation. Listen, this is Spoon Talk. We will finally have fun. So, Dr. Richardson, though, I know we'll be bringing in Mr. Dr. Yakwawulo Yure on the show, but let's make sure that we able to talk to Lami tonight. Counselor, are you with us, sir?
Mr.
Oh, you're gone again.
Counselor Lami can give us some highlights.
I don't think. Listen, you, Stanton, I don't think you should call his name again because every time he say Counselor, so don't call him again when you can't get asking straight questions.
Oh, just say,
The internet is really difficult in Liberia.
He always in the studio. Why he choose not to be in the studio tonight when they put out the announcement about Dr. Yakwawulo Yure? Dr. Richardson.
You can make a lot of
no, but it's not me. Dr. Richardson. The man name is Yakwawulo. Look at Moadi going high and set to laugh. The man name is Yakwawulo. Take your Yakwawulo name. That's why I like district number 10 representative Yaka Koruba. Yaka said my name is Yaka Yakwawulo Koruba. Period. And, you know, I'm not changing it. But why they made decide to add you to his name?
No. Correct it. Yakwawulo to his name.
Oh?
Yes, his name was Dr. Yure. Now, after he got a doctorate degree, that's why they used to call him Dr. Yure.
Listen, Mr. Fagon, when Dr. Monipa came in here, you questioned him about not using his middle name, which I know it starts with a K, okay? Yeah. And it was more of a traditional Liberian name.
Exactly.
Now, this man is using his traditional name, and you questioning him about using his traditional name.
No, Dr. Monipa had his own there, but he was not calling it. His own was always there from the day you were born.
Well, how do we know that his name? How do we know that his name?
You heard Paco saying the man name was added 4 years ago.
Yes, you heard him.
I didn't hear.
You heard he said it.
He said it on the major commenter. He's watching the major commenter. He posted a link.
What did he say?
Hold on a minute. Where is it? Okay, all right. Yeah, let's read his post.
What he said? Oh,
link there.
Okay, let me go to the link and see. Maybe I'll get some answer.
So, folks, let's do this.
Yure changes his surname to
Yakwawulo. Politician Dr. Emmanuel K. Yure changes his surname to Yakwawulo. So, are we calling him Dr. Yakwawulo now or Dr. Yure?
Dr. Yakwawulo is the appropriate way to call him now.
Nande in Swao.
And now you don't have to go back.
Why are you doing this, Mo? Why are you doing this to us?
No, wait now. You don't have to go back now. Way back, we used to sing that song. Yakwawulo, who gave you gone? Liberia gave you gone. So now we're going to tell us Chiche.
I got a brain cancer about it. Counselor, I'm missing you. Today, you're not supposed to be having a problem, with Counselor. Why are you having this problem today?
The rain over there, not smart in the weather.
So it looks like you decided to keep me in the bag because every time I come here, you'll be discussing, you keep me in the bag. So the important thing here is that Dr. Yure's name is not important. Whether he's Dr. Yure, whether he's Dr. Yakwawulo, it's not important. What he brings to the table is what you people do not want to discuss. So you focusing on a less important thing, talking about, he changed his name at so time. The fact that this man started school at the age of 14, that's what we should be talking about. He started formal school at the age of 14. And by the time he was 34 years old, he already had a PhD. That's kind of remarkable thing we should be talking about. Not the fact that he took his father's name. That was important to the Liberian people. The inspiring message of this man. Instead of talking about, he told his father's name. You're serious about that? You know, it's just so fearful that because the name is Yakwawulo now, then you think that all the fellow people will support him because he's Yakwawulo. That's the reason why you're afraid. Let's talk about the success stories.
how the man started off as a blacksmith, and today he's one of the most.
It was
Okay,
good.
the man
Nobody
going again.
interrupt you because we're going to
And
interrupt
nobody
you.
said anything.
Nobody said anything.
So to
Right.
All right, but
answer your question, Mr. Fagon, I'm reading the link that Dr. Yapawolo sent us. He went to live with his uncle who carried the Ure name, and I believe that's Honorable Joseph M. Ure, who was district commissioner for Zota district. And I believe because, which is customary in Liberia, when you live with someone, you tend to take on their name, and that's how he got the Ure name attached to his Yapawolo name. And I understand your question. Your question is, why did he not carry that name, you know, and why did he add the Yapawolo name? I think that's your question.
No, that's not my concern. My concern is
Mm-hmm.
you've been Dr. Ure all along until quite recently, which is not a question or something I should take serious. But I should really just want to know, why? Is it because you want to belong to a certain region or tribe to be identified? Thank you for shaking your head, Dr. Francine, so you can see where I'm going.
I
Is
can
that
see
me
it.
saying, after my name has been Stubberfield for all my years, then all of a sudden I'm getting ready to run for president. I say my name is Eugene Charismas Se Gonkanu.
Somebody told me you had Addington name before, and you changed your name to Fagon.
My name,
So,
my original name was my stepfather's name when I was growing up, but that's what people just used to call me as a nickname. They used to call me AB. My name from ABC has been Eugene Lamy, after George Eugene Hilton, who took my mother to the hospital that night. And when it was pronounced that I was a boy, he said, okay, that's my boy. So they put his full name on me, Eugene Lamy, and my father's last name. But my stepfather at the time was Simeon Briswell. So they used to call me Augustus Briswell.
yes.
So you see,
so
I
guys,
care my own name. It been with me. Everybody know me to be Bang Betuma.
So guys, let leave Fagon name small, because Fagon name is irrelevant right now. It's a hungry
Tell your
Fagon.
name to irrelevant.
So let's go back. Let's go back to the discussion, because I think Madam Titi, the CEO, saying that probably she's gonna reschedule. That's her exact word. Mr. Morris, he will be coming back tomorrow that we can have a conversation with him. A beautiful clip, and I hope you guys can watch it.
And she did tell me that she has a guest line up, so she's going to try to improvise, and I'll wait to hear from her when the rescheduling will occur. So just to let you know, she did tell me that she had a guest line up already.
Good. So I will ask folks, please, you should go on the Spoon page. We're going to share his video. Watch it for yourself. I will ask James and Diamond to share that video. Put it on the Spoon page. Let people understand and read about Mr. Robert F. Morris. It's very important. I like his dominion. I like the way in which he presents. And I hope was just, I'm going to do more research on him. And I hope we can have some sound conversation, because I think he's coming from the right place of mind. I think he's kind of serious. Unlike other people, I think he's kind of serious. So I like to talk to him. We will also say that let's talk about this Sierra Leone thing till we can have Mr. Kwakwa, Councillor Kwakwa in studio, that we would discuss Dr. Yapawolo Ure and talk about the Tewangonglo team. It is important. But what is at stake right now, folks? We were having this thing. We want to open the phone line. President George Manawia and Seditian say they can win election because in Sierra Leone, the president was re-elected in Sierra Leone. I want us to understand why the Sierra Leone overwhelmingly over 55% of the vote went for the president. And so we re-elect him. We're giving another 5 years. I just want you to understand this. Is that what we are hearing in Liberia? Overwhelmingly, the people saying that we will re-elect President George Manawia. What's the sticking point? What's happening? Let's just forget the joke. We play now because we know Mr. Brown is not coming back because of technicality of the internet. We're having them all. We will talk about Dr. Yapawolo Ure later. I hope Councillor was in studio. But let's talk about this Joe we had in Sedition. that they will win because President Bio won his re-election. Dr. Richardson, give us some takeaway. I put the first one now. 100 days, this man went through the financial system audit, and he put his foot down. But 100 days of President George Manawia, he built all his homes, all his mansion, and all his people saying, Atina, now what time? We got to start enjoying early. Talk to me. Let's do this round. Fagon will be back. I hope we have Councilor Bakor. Then we'll go to Mo Ali.
Based on some preliminary readings that I did about President Bio, he's been in politics for a long time. He was a teacher early on in Sierra Leone, so you know that teachers are respected in our culture. He also was in the military, and like a lot of Sierra Leoneans respect him because he was involved in the military handing over the government to President Kaba. And he left and came for further education in the United States. I believe he attended American University. And when he went back to Sierra Leone, he wanted to contribute to the country. He credits his mother, who was, he said, very hardworking, a strong believer in God, to give him a good early childhood, although he is the 33rd child of 35 children. So he talked about his aunt who raised him. So he has a solid foundation in his early upbringing in Sierra Leone. This is in compared to our president who left, who spent some childhood days in Liberia, but left the country. Was some people said that I can't verify this information that he contributed through United Nations. Well, United Nations get goodwill ambassadors all the time. And Hollywood can highlight people that they want in their own narrative and their own image. But he contributed, to Sierra Leone. So we can ask the question, what did our current president as a lead star football player contribute to Liberia? Did he build stadiums? Did he have a school? Did he model young people? Those are questions people can ask. So that's my thought about President Bio at this moment. What makes him different and what makes the situation different in Sierra Leone than in Liberia?
Thank you. Mo? No, you're muted, Mo.
So Dr. Richardson put it right. I was in Sierra Leone as a refugee when the NPRC government took over. They overthrew President Joseph Saidu Momo, and Mada Bio was part of that group. They were very young, people in their 20s. And after Valentine Strasser left and Sach Musa, Mada Bio actually became the head of state of Sierra Leone. He had elections and turned over to the late President Ahmed Tijan Kaba. He went to the US and went to school. So prior to his coming back, he had already had the experience of running a country, in addition to being a military man, in addition to being a teacher. And so that is the reason why you could see why President Bio had a successful first term. And it was not difficult for the Sierra Leoneans to re-elect him for the second term. It is purely based on his records and not on because he's an incumbent. The other difference that people don't understand about the Sierra Leone politics is the fact that, there are two major political parties there. And these two parties have regions that they are planted in. The SLPP, the Sierra Leone People Party, the entire Mende region and the Kono region, Mende, Kono, Kisi, to the Sierra Leone SAR, to the Liberian SAR, they are SLPP people. In the northern SAR, where you get the Makini, the Limba, the Mende, the Timni people, they are there as the APC, the All People Congress. Freetown is like a swing area, what you people call swing states. Freetown and other places like Moyamba. So to convince people in Freetown to vote for you, it has to be on your records. And in order to win the election means that you must have won Freetown in these places. So it will tell me that President Bio's work convinced the people of Sierra Leone, that's why he won. So when I hear, apologists of the CDC say, oh, Bio is an incumbent, he won, therefore President Weah will win. It's like saying, oh, Bio's achievements in Sierra Leone are President Weah's achievement. It makes no sense at all. No sense. And so nobody should think because somebody won on that side, then you win. So that's a logistic reasoning there. It doesn't follow. It makes no sense, no apparent sense. No logical thinker would do that. There are several places where presidents have gone one term and they beat them because of their records. And I said it last night. If you change around and bring President Seli's second term as a first term, it would have been very difficult to re-elect her in 2011.
Thank you. Let me bring in Councillor before you, James, because Councillor probably his internet will go off again. Councillor, we are talking about this belief that CDC carried on with. You are muted, sir.
So that belief is not couched in any logic. And Mohammed said everything. Sierra Leone is basically two political parties. They are basically based in two regions that have sizable population. So they got a base to start from firstly. So most of the time, regardless of what those people do in power, the people will vote for them. But there are other smaller regions that they have to win. Obviously Freetown is the melting pot, so everybody is there. The voting is probably maybe not based on travel line and stuff like that. The dynamics in Sierra Leone, the political dynamics in Sierra Leone are totally different from what we have in Liberia. For anybody to think that when something happens in Sierra Leone, the same thing will happen in Liberia, that person doesn't know what they're talking about. So don't mind that thing, getting together, celebrating Bio winning. Is it that Bio and you have the same political philosophy? You don't even know what your own political philosophy is. Then you're celebrating the victory because you say you and him incumbent. That's the only similarity between the two of you, that you incumbent and he incumbent. And for all than that one, nothing. And just one small correction. When Strasser and Bio was the deputy president when they did that overthrow in the early 1990s. He overthrew Strasser because Strasser didn't want to have elections. And he was planning to succeed himself. He was planning to continue as a military leader. His colleagues did not want it. He was a very unserious guy. According to information, he was also a drug addict while in office. He was doing drugs all over the place. Little guys did a palace school, and they put him on a helicopter and landed in Conakry. And that was the end of his own stuff. They had their elections, and they turned over power. Normally, when that happens anywhere, the person who does that eventually becomes president again. In Mali, I think it was in 1992 or 93, when Hassan Konari, when the military guy, I've forgotten the name, he overthrew the dictator, the military dictator of long years. He overthrew him. He had civilian elections in 6 months, and he turned over power to civilians. That guy came back 10 years later and he won. Landslide. The same thing happened in Sierra Leone. So normally, people who come as saviors and they actually act as saviors and they turn over, especially military leaders that do that, they turn over, they eventually become the leaders. Every other place that it has not happened, they end up in tragedy. So the Sierra Leone situation is different from the Liberian situation. And the CDC people start thinking that because Bio won, it means that they will win here. That's a different animal. It's a different ball game. Post-war Sierra Leone or post-dictatorship Sierra Leone, because Sagastini ruled Sierra Leone for a very long time, and he turned over power to Joseph Momo, who was the army chief of staff at the time, and Momo got overthrown. From the time they instituted multi-party democracy in Sierra Leone, when Tijen Kaba won that elections that the military had, it has always gone back and forth. Tijen Kaba did 2 terms on SLPP, APC did 2 terms on Koma. APC didn't succeed itself after 2 terms, and it came back to SLPP with BO. BO has done his 2 terms. The likely outcome is that in the next election, Samora Kamara is going to be the next president, because it's been vacillating back and forth like that for all the time. So it's not the same thing. So let's forget about the people talking about.
No. But let me ask. We understand the history, Councillor. Before I will give you 10 more seconds before we bring in Fagon. We understand the history, Councillor. Well, why do you think BO won? Is it because of the 2-party system? What did he do? I want you to point to the fact that he achieved something that the people are allowing to have over 55% of the vote.
I would not give the entire infrastructure or development that happened in Sierra Leone over the past 10-15 years only to BO. Over the 5 years of BO, no. Those roads have been constructed during the Kuruma time. Those changes have been done during the Kuruma time. BO won basically because BO was able to convince the swing people that he was doing well. The education policy, for example, his education policy was excellent in Hill. You know, so it's not only roads that led to BO's victory. BO was able to convince the people in Sierra Leone that he was on the right path. When he came to power, there were issues of corruption. There was one of his people in his office that overnight built a very huge house. They dealt with her. The Anti-Corruption Commission in Sierra Leone. The people who they put in charge of anti-corruption in Sierra Leone were not there just there because they were there to occupy space. They were not there matter. Anything that has where they occupy space. No, they were not matter. They were actual people doing work. And the Sierra Leone people saw the result. They saw them taking action against their own people, unlike here, where the most corrupt people are the people who are here. So it's not only because of rules. There were other things that happened. You know, there were other things that happened that led the people to think that they should give BO another chance in order for him to continue doing what he's doing.
Okay, Fagon, can you come on, please?
I'm hearing like a walkie-talkie kind of thing. That's why I broke. Okay, but the both gentlemen have said a lot of things. Let me just add to it, because I think you heard me speaking Creole. Okay, I was friends with Solomon Anthony James Musa, who was ambushed during the war. I was friends with Captain Retired Johnny Manakalon. I was friends with Captain Retired Paul Tamalebi. So I am pretty much familiar with that terrain. Let me say this. Just let's look at the 2 people. A guy with a military background went back to school and got an education. I'm not saying what you want to say, that America gave him the degree. A guy with football background came to America and got an education too. Now let's look at the 2 people performances in their own country. The other guy said, I will fight corruption brutally. He succeeded. The other guy said, Arthur Johnson, Sereno Cephas, Lafayette Gu, y'all come. Y'all put area together, let's fight corruption. We had $4 billion at stake. What happened to that one? Fiocco. The man who was a military man and showed that no drugs enter his country, that corruption did not move ahead, and that armed robbery almost ceased to exist. On the other side, our friend who was a footballer, since you knew Jim Salisa Diba, Kevin Sebwe, name 4 Liberian professionals in the top flights anywhere in the world. Name somebody that he even recommended and said, AC Milan, I played for you before. The Liberian PK is good. Take him in your academy. He played for Paris Saint-Germain. Call 2 Liberians you see in the People Academy. He played for Monaco. He's friends with the king. Gave me 3 Liberians he sent there. He played for Chelsea. Give me 4 Liberians he sent there. Do I need to continue? Even right next door, they play, he got one of his horses in Cameroon, maybe. You ever see him send somebody to Tunis? No. I'm basing the 2 people based on their record of who they were. Now, there is no way you can compare what Madabio has done in his country with that of what we've done in our country. When you talk about drugs, we are now the champions in the sub-region of Africa. When you talk about corruption, according to P.L. Lumumba, he said that when he went to Uganda, the people said corruption they have seen, and the people there were looters. I played that today. He said, but when he got to Liberia, he saw that looting was on an industrial scale, unquote. So when we look at President Weah, Madabio took over. He built a house for Strasser. Do you know that? He sent for Strasser. He put Strasser in the hospital. They treated Strasser. He built a house for him, and he goes to visit him. Let's look at President Weah. Madabio got 1 house in Sierra Leone. President Weah got how many houses? How many compounds? Madabio got no businesses in Sierra Leone. Only a farm. How many businesses is President Weah tied to? Let's look at our developments. And Madabio went over there and increased the people pay a little bit more than what they were making. President Weah cut the people's salary to nothing. The rice that can come to Liberia, they rather carry it to Sierra Leone to sell because they will make more money than if they sell it in Liberia. Because Madabio will not allow them to do that nonsense over there. So again, when the people of Sierra Leone look at the president and say, we think you are a great guy, we gave you a mandate, and you are not perfect, but you are doing your best. The question I leave with all of you, my distinguished panelists, can the people of Liberia look at President Weah and say, Ellen Bailey Road, she credited 800 million. She built a road from Monrovia to Ganta. They say 800 million. She built a road from Monrovia to Buchanan. You, my friend, instead of 800 million, you credited 1,600 million, which is like 1.6 billion. Because if you add the 40 million, the other 65 million, plus the other thing, it will reach. You borrowed 2 times as much as this holiday. Which road you now build from where to where? Have you connected a road from Ganta to Grand Juda? What road have you constructed that you can boast about? That it was not started by the Ellen government. That it was started on your own road. Show all your own road. Show all your own thing. He will come to the hospital, United Arab Emirates. So we don't need to compare the two. We don't need to go further. I say one man was a soldier man. He did soldier man thing, we saw it. One man was a footballer. Since George Weah left from being the world best, European best, 3-time African best, Ballon d'Or, no other Liberian have played for Strasbourg, Paris Saint-Germain, AS Monaco.
You're going to hold some? You're going to hold some?
What's that?
We're going to hold some. We have videos to show exactly people exporting. They are exporting. And you know, Dr. Richardson is shocking. It's shocking. I think Mo Ali said it, or maybe Bako. Though he didn't, he continued the goodness of the country. I have Sierra Leone friends and folks from Sierra Leone texting me right now. We'll play some of the video they sent. The president of Sierra Leone was re-elected because, Mo Ali, I want you to hear this. When he met the country, he didn't take the country backward. When he met the country, right? They say this is just a simple truth. When this man met the country, he moved the country a little bit further.
Yes.
But then let me ask you, my dear sister, Dr. Richardson, when President Dr. Soccer star George Manneh, we have met the country. Is it in reverse? Is it in neutral? Or have we gone further? You're muted, man.
Sorry. The country has degenerated. It has gone backwards for many reasons. I think it was pointed out earlier. I believe it was Mo Ali who said in President Zwia's first 100 days, there was the map up exercise where they took money and gave it to people selling on the streets and asked us to trace the money. How do you do that? We talked about him building new homes. So we can see that from his earlier days, money did not go for the best interest of Liberians. There was no, putting in money into the infrastructure as we are saying President Bio is doing. There was no talk about good governance besides electing or appointing people who are from the southeastern regions to these areas. There was no plan for the education system besides appointing people who own their own institutions. And we've talked about that on this show, and nothing was done about it. We see the airport. There's a new airport in Sierra Leone. We see our own airport have been experiencing saga after saga. They appointed, I don't know, a comedian or someone in the entertainment business to manage the airport as opposed to someone who has the expertise in managing a institution or facility. So we can see that even the anti-corruption institution that we have, we there's problems, there's struggle where Madam Bio appointed someone, as you said, Stanton, early on to audit the government. We did not see any auditing of the government when George Weah took place. So if you ask me again, I would like to stand by my answer. The country has degenerated. Security is poor, no investors in the country. Education is not of quality education. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Rich. Is it? Yes, yes, please. Yes.
In addition to what all we have said, the Weah government also started with lies, pure lies. And I'll name some for you. They came and lied to the country that they were bringing almost $600 million Eton loan. That was a 4190. You didn't do it to a country. After we booked the Eton loan, we destroyed it because it was a lie. Then they brought about Igbo math to the extent that he even said his friend Bokongo gave him private jet to be flying around the place as a gift, which was corruption. They didn't stop there. They continued with the lie. They had a big fanfare and went to the island. They said they come and construct an island that would be like New York, Twin City, New York, Bali Island. Then we saw them bringing about Air Liberia. They went at the airport, had a whole pageantry there.
Don't put my meal.
My man, I'm talking to you. He went to Nigeria, came by, he said he's bringing 6,000 Nigerian teachers. We see anything. Of course, the wife went to China, came back. They said they're bringing wig factory, either China or India. They're bringing wig factory. So the other major thing they promised the Liberian people, Stanton, in this country, people want to travel everywhere. You don't just want to be sitting in Monrovia. Liberian people. You don't just want to be sitting,
feedback,
right? They said they were going to build coastal highway from Cape Mount to Cape Palmas. They didn't even start one digging with shovel. He said, I just take shovel and digger and dig the ground to show that we want to start something. When you start a government on the basis of lies, it catch up with you. They just have to continue lying. So how can you compare that with Bio? You say, oh, because Bio won. And I even saw my friend Bwaka Fofana posted that what the man named Tinubu, who was supported by the former president, won, and now Sierra Leone. Then he put Liberia question mark. Really? So you put your faith on the other people winning, the other people record. And Sierra Leoneans are different from us. I'm going to say this. They are different from us. No Sierra Leonean election has any warlord won. We may have warlord support. They've never elected warlord president like we did here in 1997. Right? They went behind them. So to think that because Sierra Leoneans are making decisions based on what they see, Liberians will make decisions based on failures. Liberians have graduated from that. We have graduated from the war. And the other part about it, you know, some of my intelligence people told me today, the reason why they are increasing drug users in this country is because they will not be able, they know they will lose the election, but they want to cause trouble. They will not be able to use the state security because they will not be on their side. You listen to the finance minister saying since they took over, they gave police people uniform only 2 times. You drive in the street, you see police people, you feel sorry for them. So your people will listen to the chief of staff the last time, so your people will not be on their side. So they are increasing the number of drugs users in order to use these guys to cause chaos when once they notice that they are losing the election. They will lose flat.
Thank you.
Go about it.
Thank you. We're trying to upload some video. I hope Diamond is.
I just want to add 2 things
Chairman
quickly.
Byron, just real quick. Let me pass this thing on.
Yeah, real
Byron,
quick.
are you Byron? Chairman Byron, are you with us? We need to upload those videos, please. Fagon, go ahead. Go ahead, Fagon.
When Marabio took over, Marabio said, let's give free education to young people. That is kindergarten, through junior high, to encourage people to send their children to school. Let's provide the books, the pencil, the uniforms, and things like those. Let them go to school. Listen to the logical. If man then go to school, if they finish high school, then go to college. Let we not go to college. Let we start the picking them for school. Man, when not go to school, they don't feel go college. John Wiakin, he left the people there with their children in the house. He said he gave free college to people. If you don't go to school, how you go college? If you go to school, how you go college? You got to prepare the man. The second thing here is, Marabio were able to work with civil societies and political parties to formulate an overall policy for the country. President Wiase Carrasco, and Haiko Fina, Eugene Angbe, Oben Chukuju, the foreign minister, all that put them, that he not put them right around him. Nobody can there. Why you again? You have to sit in a room with political parties, civil society, and other stakeholders to formulate policies. And these are some of the things JMB want to do. Let's look at Weah. President Weah look at it, say, everybody must be from the Southeast. You know the reason why they're not making noise? Because Marabio government is structured to provide a balance. You were criticizing for everything, but you will not say he's running the Southeastern company like Makini, Mashaka, Mabroka, Potoru, Daru, Zimi Makpe. Those are all areas you will not say, oh, APC people not from there. But you president, Southeast. Your speaker, Southeast. Deputy speaker, Southeast. Finance minister, Southeast. Maritime, Southeast. Ben governor, Southeast. Gold military, Southeast. You count immigration, Southeast. Police, Southeast. Everything, Chief Justice, Southeast. Anyway, you can't do like that. You must structure your government in a way where it will be inclusive. Everybody will feel like they are part of the governing process of their own country, and they are making a determination on the progress of their country. If you make it feel like everything is about you, your region, and your people. Last but not the least, when Marabio took over, Marabio said, those of you who were with us, when we turned over power, go back to school like I did. President Weah took over. He dismissed master degree holder, bachelor's, associate. He fired everybody and brought in high school graduates. Do I need to tell you? All of them just got a degree 2 years ago. You saw them graduating. But they were all our deputy ministers, assistant ministers. What do you expect for somebody like that? It's not that they are not Liberians. It's not that they are not human beings. But they did not have the requisite qualification to be able to advance the cause of the nation. Therefore, everything about our country plummeted. And compared to Marabio, that did not happen. He sent people back to school. Had President Weah listened to people like us, But now all those kids, the Alvin Wissel, the Jefferson Kojio, the Eddie Traoré, but Eddie just went back with his own. But all those people would have returned home, ready to serve the country in a second term, and the people that were there would have paved the way for them upon their return. That did not happen. Now everything has chakla. And you think the Liberian people will give a second chance? Talk to people who are campaigning. They go on the campaign trail, they put there and say, now your CDC nonsense. You can't hear with it, you will go by the same way. Talk for yourself. And that's what people are doing now. They cannot sell the CDC brand. It is damaged. It is damaged. So nobody should ever dream that Marabio's achievement in Sierra Leone, though not astronomical, but it's at a place, an appreciative place where people can say, you know what, you try. And like you said, Stanton, you came, you made a country here, you push it in from small. Our making, he made a country. We had drugs that are in our country. We got worse now with drugs. Is that why President William met Liberia with the drugs? No. Did President William meet Liberia with Zogos like that? No. Did President William meet Liberia with criminals and armed robbers like that? No.
So let me say this. I beg you.
How much are people making? 150.
So
how much are they making today? $45.
Fagon, you will come in. I understand, and I hope these guys can upload the video. It's very important. Dr. Richard saying everything Fagon have is true. We had disadvantaged folks in the country, Zogos, we had them, but they were not at this numbers. People was drugs were going in the country, but under this president, it worse. Dr. Richard saying poverty have increased at the highest level under President George Manneh we are. The crime rate have increased drastically under this president. Under President George Manneh we are, people have turned to the worst beggar you can ever have in a nation. Under this president, only a few are celebrating. The majority of the people living in what they call abject poverty. So with that being said, Dr. Richard saying, how can they lean on Sierra Leone and say because Bio is re-elected, they can be re-elected? What the country is exporting today, Dr. Richard saying, what are we shipping out? Saying yes, we are getting our, our desire worth as a nation. Look at Silamita. Look at Western Cluster. President Ware agreed that they gave those rich people the money back, $14.5 million. President Ware agreed that they cut Shaka the 9 million, the 7 million, the 18 million that Nimba, Bon County, and Grand Basso was seeking. President Ware agreed that they cut Shaka and said, let's take our quick cash. You know what they talk about the fast nickel and slow down? President Ware go for the fast nickel because he must have it and have it now. It's discouraging. So I want us to play some video once they get it uploaded. Then we'll go to the phone line and ask. Because Bill, he was re-elected, let's ask the Liberian people. Will President George Manneh will be re-elected? What have he done for the nation? How many homes have he built for himself? Wasteful agenda. In every area of the country, in every area of the government, in every entities, everywhere is waste. But talk to us, Dr. Richardson. It's getting, when people say these things, then we begin to ask ourselves the question, like the Nigerian can say, are you mad? But talk to us, Dr. Richardson.
I heard you say earlier that the Sierra Leoneans, and very similar to the Liberians these days, are interested in deliverable. They are not interested in rectorates, or they're not interested in people just coming to just give a speech, or give them small talk. They have been through a lot and they want deliverables. Okay. We see that like these days, Liberians, when you talk to them, and I was home as recent as maybe a couple of months ago, people are issue based. They want road connectivity. They want to see that. They want to see electricity flowing through their country. They know that there are resources that are available, but it takes an innovative and a thinking leader, a competent leader, to ask the right questions and to advocate and negotiate for the country. We see President Bill, how he speaks at the United Nations. And we see how our president speaks at the United Nations. We see who won the MCC Challenge monetary award and who didn't. You know, these are all issue-based Liberians are interested in. They want good quality education. They don't just want somebody to say, I want to pay a Wyatt fee because you have taken the jobs or money increase in payment from public servants or civil servants. You have harmonized their pay, and so they can't afford the decency of sending their children to school like many Liberians, like my father did. And so now they have to depend on you because you have created this line of independency that family members in the country have to depend on the government. They want good governance. They want a thinking, innovative leader. I was privileged to listen to two of his top ministers saying that, oh, we can't bring any more investment because iron ore's taken, rubber taken, gold's taken. They are speaking about, Ellen, they were kind of alluding to how Ellen Johnson took all of those resources. So because of iron ore taking, rubber taking, gold taking, that means that, there's no way to invest in the country, which tells me the height of incompetency. What are you talking about? We have such rich land. We have fertile land. What about agriculture? What about ecotourism? What about the service industry? Those are where you can bring in investors into our country. But just to be complacent to say, all of these resources have been taken already. Iron ore, we got B Mountain already taken. Bone mines already taken. Settlements already taken. Golden Ferrer already here. So we can't do anything more. It's just, to me, tells us that we have incompetency in our leadership, and that is the difference between Sierra Leone President Madam Bio and our president that we have right now. People are voting for issues, road connectivity, good airport, a leader who will advocate for the country. When you go out to go speak to the foreign governments, that you can speak. You and people wouldn't be making fun of us in this diaspora anymore. They say, what kind of president you got? They want good education, they want anti-corruption, and they want good governance.
So hold on 1 minute more, Ali. We have some video I want to play for our audience. Let's play this video. Let's play this video first. And I want you guys to just think for a bit. We have two. This is Sierra Leone.
You see, this one are for exports. All this one are for export now, as soon as they see. This, they go out of the country. This are for export. That they machine this. What they produce. When I see they plant them, this is talk and do. 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 Sorry. Talk and do. Talk and do. Talk and do. Bye 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 bye.
So Mo Ali, let me, you see, when we had the rice shortage, right? Our government went to Sierra Leone. I have the documents. They went to beg that one of the ships coming by way of Ivory Coast should be diverted to Liberia. Our Minister of Commerce, Minister of Finance, President George Manuel Weah lied to the Liberian people that he gave $11 million to rice importer. 11 millions. They lie. Up to now, they cannot tell the Liberian people who they get that money to. Some lawmakers were in the know. You know how it works. It is important for us to understand. President, we have the famous video, scarcity, unrest, distribution, that nonsense he said. You remember that? We're about to play that video again. I think Fagon, please send it to me if you have it. I'm trying to find it. When the man said when there's a scarcity, when he was talking about the rest, when he went to the Freeport The president arrived in the country. He said, listen, we have enough rest in country. But he didn't go to the free port. He didn't. Because his people lied to him. And we were on this story for 2-3 weeks. But I want Liberians to pay attention to this video. One of the reasons why the people voted again for BO. One of the reasons why they voted again. Because he delivered for the people of Sierra Leone.
Can I tell you one thing that will make you faint?
No, I don't want to faint them because I ain't got no CPR person
around here. Do you know that
Sierra Leone
were voted to the UN Security Council as a non-permanent member for the period 2024-2025?
Wow.
Go look it up. Do you know that?
Well, let me play this again for those that just joined us. I want to hear from you. Because when President Weah and his people said they will vote us again, that's scary. Look at this, folks.
You see, this one are for exports. All this one are for export now, as soon as they see. This, they go out of the country. This are for exports. That they machine this. What they produce. When I see they plant them, this are talk and do. Talk and do, talk and do, talk and do. Talk and do, talk and do. Talk and do. Sorry.
So Mo Ali. Listen though, I see what I'm gonna say I will faint. Yeah, man, our country is bleeding. Mo Ali, the people are shipping up those things, export. And our people sitting there drinking Hennessy XO, having so many girlfriends. And when you told they get vests, and the two ministers, President Weah, cycle boards, saying nothing else they can do, but they want to beg for $64 million to go distribute it among themselves for the election purposes. And they think that the Liberian people are stupid enough to go vote them again. More talk to me, man. This is heartbreaking, man. This is bad for us, for the guys not to celebrate. And I have my own best friend. I said, the one that I can talk to all the time. Call me and say, you see what happened in Sierra Leone? They will vote for us again. I said, well, is Zogo $3 million? Your minister said something to they didn't give him. The man went quiet. But talk to us, Mo. Talk to us.
You know, Stanton, there is a reason why the things that can happen in Liberia don't happen in Sierra Leone. When some of these things happen, we do research, and I have a colleague who has been doing some research for me. And I just got to know that the Sierra Leoneans, by research, have the highest IQ in Africa. They are #1. You know, even when we are acute fuel shortage in the country, we're running to Sierra Leone. And it used to be the other way around. I know so because I grew up along the borderline. I know everything about Sierra Leone was Liberia. The only thing Liberians used to run there for was dry meat, especially the monkey.
Monkey.
Yeah, around Mana River area there.
Yeah, the Sierra Leoneans will not eat it. Around the whole border area, they are Muslims, so you know Liberians go there. But for it to turn around, and like you said, the people said, this man did not take the country behind where he made it. He carried forward. That is the reason why right after the election, the president he took over from congratulated him. Former President Ernest Bai Koroma. When you go to Sierra Leone, you can see visible improvement. When I went to Sierra Leone last year, I was.
But everybody going for holiday again a few days.
Now, I was just about to come there. Before, when you see Liberians talking about, oh, you know, we can go for holiday. Those who have money will go to Ghana and other places.
The people clean their beaches
every day. This time, people will just get on the car and go to Freetown for holiday, for weekend, and come back. You know why? Because their beaches are clean. They got places they can go there, better hotels, they can go there, and they are not being harassed.
And they pay the road for
another reason also is they got good security.
Oh yeah.
Because you'll not be walking in the streets and you get people harassing you, or you get Zogo then harassing you. No. It used to be the other way around. Sierra Leone used to come here for vacation. They come and move about, they go to clubs. Our country has become extremely unsafe. Look, on Sunday, I just got down from my car on Galley Street. On Galley Street, around JL Gibson. I didn't even know that that place is a ghetto or whole Zogo den. The moment I got down from the car, two guys were walking to me straight. And I just told them, if you come any closer, you'll regret. This time, everybody is moving with pepper spray. As I speak to you, I'm selling pepper spray. Good thing. People are so insecure they move with pepper spray. Mm-hmm. The level of insecurity that is in this country, it is not in Sierra Leone. So how can people say that and say, oh, because Madabio was re-elected, therefore we will be re-elected?
Well, but Mo Ali. We're going to come to the last question because we got to go to the phone line. But let me play this video very quick. Listen, I'm about to play you the people getting the rest bag ready to ship out of Sierra Leone. That's them. In our country, this is what our president said. Listen to the president, the one that said you're going to re-elect him. Listen.
Needs and wants. When rest is expensive, and you know that you have a shortfall in the budget, then reduce the rest so those who are that not even working but making ends meet can buy. So when the shortfall, we cannot again support scarcity. You understand? So what needs to be done for all of us?
They talking about for the sake of good heaven.
Or they flat out don't know how to get
for
it
the
done.
sake of good heaven. Come on, somebody mute themselves, please. We're getting a feedback. What is he talking about? What is he talking about, folks? We try to understand this.
Somebody just commented and said, we are is a bad example of president.
Remember, but listen though, look at this man Bill. Look at the man proud to walk into a factory, doing everything his people want him to do. And they said, Dr. Richardson, we gave you another term. You're going to be our president. You will serve your 2 terms. We like what you're doing. Can the Liberian people say this about President George Manawia? Can they say this about him? And how in your good mind, your good will, you believe this thing President we are saying? Even you didn't go to school and when where so you stopped to in 12th grade. Why would you say this, Mr. President?
Needs and wants. When rest is expensive, and you know that you have a shortfall in the budget, then reduce the rest so those who are that not even working but making ends meet can buy. So when the shortfall, we cannot again support scarcity. You understand? So what needs to be done for all of us? Because we have our responsibility as a citizen.
Fagon, why you did this, man? Fagon, why you did this to the president? Hey, Fagon. Hey, listen, we got so many video, folks, right? When these people come with a tabata and tell you that you're going to elect again President George Manawia, just put some of that video up. Just put some of them up. We want to play the one from Jamaica. We want to show the 49 condominiums that the president built. We want to show it. Within 1 year, within 100 days, the guy was breaking things apart to just give himself nothing but the best and forget about the Liberian people. We want you guys to see these things because this is Liberia we are talking about. Do you think President George Manawia deserves a 2nd term? My fellow Liberians, we will ask you this question as we march towards election. Do you think he deserves a 2nd term like Bill was given 2nd term? Do you think so? Let's just understand this. And I'm going to bring the guys in. We'll do another round because we'll be having Mr. Robert Morris tomorrow on the show. I will bring the guys in for us to do another round. But do you think, Lami, let's put you back. If you can hear us, Lami, can you tell us? I know you've been having problem with your internet. Can you hear us now? Counselor? All right, let's see if you can hear us. So, Minister Fagon, listen, nothing personal I can show. The airport is the rotten airport on earth. The airport, he brought somebody, a comedian, or joker, somebody he met in Philadelphia and said the man would be airport director. It didn't work because you had good senators that stood against it. Now the airport is just like that. Have they fired anyone for the airport? Have that person been confirmed? We'll move on from the airport. Massive corruption, as alleged by LACC on the document. They name all of them. Samuel Twain and his gangs continuing to lie to the president, or maybe the president knows about it, who knows? But I want to ask Liberians tonight, do you think President George Manneh deserves second term? And if you say yes, Fagon said he paid wire school fee. But when will that child reach the 12th grade?
President, we didn't even deserve the first thing.
But wait. The man said he paid wire school fee, that's what Rich is saying. But in this country, they built the children from the fundamental. That's the good beginning. So you cannot celebrate and say, wait. When you reach the 9th grade, they'll pay your wire school fee $35. But what happened to kindergarten? Well, we say ABC in Liberia. Prima 1, Prima 2, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. President he doesn't care. The only thing he worried about, he will pay that 9th grade wire fee and that 12th grade wire fee. Then he celebrate and say, you see, I paid the wire. Hey, come on, guys. Come on. Don't do this to us. Fago, let's do 30 minutes real quick round table. We got to go to the phone line. I must ask the Liberian people, do you think President George Manneh deserve a second term? Do you think he deserves a second term? What have he done that you, even thinking that you would give him your second term, that you would give it to him another 6 years? Do you, my fellow Liberian, think he deserves a second term? We'll ask you the question today.
I think we should go to the phone lines.
Let's go.
Well, I wanted to add something to what you said, Mr.
It's almost 6:40.
Which is about how Bio put Sierra Leone on the map of being recognized. Liberia was a founding member of the United Nations along with Egypt, Ethiopia, and South Africa. And we are seeing today that Sierra Leone is being put as a non-permanent member of the Security Council. This is one example of
They went their own challenge.
Yes.
Ready, you say, let me compete with you. No.
We can't because we have degenerated. And this is one example how we need a country where we can all be proud of as Liberian, where we used to be. We were a beacon of hope for a lot of Liberians, a lot of African countries in the region. The world recognized us. Look at where we are right now as Liberians. Look how backward we have gone. And so I'm sure this coming October 10th, Liberians are going to vote for a president who can elevate our country. That's what my hope is built on.
So let me do this. God, please bear with me. I got to play this short video and we must hear from Councilor Lami. Then we go to the phone line because Councilor Lami been having technical issue. So let me do this real quick. Let me play this video. So, the video is too long. I don't want to play the entire thing. But listen, though, I'll tell you this. I don't know whether they have paid the AU money. The government are owing AU. Listen, go and ask district number 8 lawmaker, what's his name is. your brother Mo Ali, Akarius Gray, whether they have paid the people money, go and ask him. Listen, let me tell you something. This whole thing is a mess. Domestically, Joe Weah is a mess. So you want to question United Nations? Why they recognize Sierra Leone? Come on, man. The people look at Sierra Leone and get Sierra Leone over $300 million. Send to lie to the president and say, your own coming. The compact money coming. Then he's asking your son. Where the son he son? Somebody help me, help me, help me.
You don't want to know.
He's asking that son.
Yes,
Yeah, he's asking that son. Joel Dubia, Joel Dubia. The people ain't getting nothing. The man lied to the president. I know, basically, I'll remember that son. The man lied to the president. So how can you tell the Liberian people say vote for the man again?
And
all the roads are bad. Yeah. No, not tattoo. Amen, I will find it. I still get it, I will find it. But how can you?
You get tip of that.
Yeah, but how can you, in your own good mind, tell us, say, the money coming, Mr. President, they will give it to you. Don't worry. But guess what happened? They gave it to Sierra Leone. Because it's a cemetery. You are corrupt. Somebody want to call it, you are corrupt. Mr. President, we'll fire 3 of your people there and put it on sanction because of massive corruption. Mr. President, what you know about this corruption? Tell the Liberian people. Mr. President, why you always send your guys then to the Freeport to collect bag of money? Why cemetery gonna give you money every week?
Stanton, let's go to the phone line. We got like 19 minutes.
My man will go to the phone line begging you back. Let me find a video real quick. It's important. The man was singing on this thing. He was celebrating. I think I say, yeah, let me see.
Okay, I think that the meeting. Okay,
that's it. Let's see. Let's see. I got it. Let's see. Hey, I'm to. Everyone lying. You are lying to the president. The message. Listen. Hey, that guy can lie. Cemetery can lie. The man was celebrating MCC. He said he won. They would get the money. Yeah. Listen to what he said. Joey, I'm going to tell. Yeah, he said money.
MCCO.
You see, let me tell you something. The man, he sang the song and he sent it to me, right? He sent it to me. So I said, but you don't get the money yet. The man said, we'll get the money. We'll get the money. We must get the money. We did everything right. We get the money. Up to today, the people say you lie. Finance Minister, you cannot get the money. You're at the mop-up exercise, $25 million. You're at the $16 billion when you came to power. We, the United States government, cannot give you a compact money because your government is so damn corrupt. They told him. They begged Tony Blinken. They begged him. The messenger take that man out of my office. The man went to Joel with his son. Joel can understand his son. That crew grabber popular son. We are about to go to the phone line. We'll play this song one more time for you to understand the way the guys lying to Joel every single day. And now they're saying you should vote for them. Let's listen to the nonsense of song.
Oh, I'm talking, oh, money, I'm talking, oh, MCC, oh, I'm talking, oh, yeah, I'm talking, oh, yeah, I'm talking, oh, money, yeah, I'm talking, oh, I'm talking, oh, whoa, I'm talking, oh. MCC, I'm talking, oh,
So, folks, we're going to ask you the question. It is important for you to understand we are talking about our dear country called Liberia. We are going to the phone line. Chairman Byron, can you come on? We are going to the phone line, Chairman. Can you come on, please? Come on, Chairman. Let's go to the phone line. Let's go to the phone line. What's the Chairman? Can you hear me? Byron,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, CEO.
Thank you. Let's talk to the Liberian people. Whether President George Weah deserve a second term, everything you heard us say, everything that happened in Sierra Leone, you think you yourself can give President George Weah a second term? Let's ask the question today. Because sedition saying that because the people re-elected maybe BO, it means that President Weah should be given a second term. Open the phone line. Let's talk to our people, one people.
Let's take this person. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Chairman.
Yes, what is your name and where do you call from?
My name is Senko. I'm calling from Johnson, one of the Abana Community of Information number 2, who's level on the Swift.
Okay.
CEO, in la getting position to the government when you go to all the people to you. In that position, Korea is not fit for that position. To just go to government and give people to go so it's very safe for that position. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me bring in Musa. Real quick. Musa, make your point real quick. The line is hard from Liberia because we got to talk to Liberians in Liberia. But talk to us, Musa.
Thank you very much, Stato. Thanks to the panelists. So let me tell you, those who think that Bill winning Israel means Georgia win Liberia, tell them if you want to bring Bill to Liberia, the time Georgia won election in 2017, and Bill worked in Liberia late, he worked in Australia, we will elect him for second term. But unless we are the next second term because he does not work like Bill in Australia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the phone line in Liberia, then we'll take this one from my end.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
My name is James Colley.
Where do you come from, James?
I'm calling from Kakata City.
Make your point, James. Do you think President Weah deserves a second term? Real quick, we got to run through everybody.
Enough is enough. Samatware and the rest of you guys, they have used President Weah as a ladder. They get claim and placing on the coconut tree. They claim there and get pick. They enjoying themselves. I think the time for the enjoyment will be ended by October 2023.
Okay.
So we can give him a second term.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear brother. Let's take this person. Good evening. Yes, this is Spoon Talk.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is my favorite talk show. I'm Dominic Fan Junior Alan. Amos B. to us became the powerful SG of the Unity Party, District 15 aspirant. Let me be honest with you. If I have my own power, I want today should be October 10th. If we are gets October 11th in power, then first he will be there until January, where we will GMB inauguration. He has to be the president for second term until October 11th. When I work for my party.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me take this one. Ojuku, talk to us real quick.
Yeah, see you. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Thank God. Talk to us. I mean, should George Weah be given a second term?
Yeah, well, 1 minute. First, let me talk to you that we in the diaspora, you need to get a number 4 because once I'm not really working with us.
We take volunteer phone. So send one to us. We'll take it.
All right. Okay. You see, the first place, let me just go back to the election. What my brain people trying to. I saw the CDC win today having celebration and waiting with all war battle cry there concerning the election that they were going to win because they wanted to. Look, Israel, still, there is nobody in country. Let me put it on like no country. There is no rebel leader or any commander or even somebody that heading any time That's how active the people they are well inclined in us when we have rebel safety.
So do you think President Webb should be given a second term because the land is hot? We got to go, Juku. What do you think?
I don't think so, but that's what our people because we don't have a good deal. But if I had my own job, I would say no. And if I want to be on a receivership, I always told you that.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you for calling. Go ahead, my brother, Chairman.
Okay. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, this is Spoon Talk.
Yeah, my name is Elijah Jackson, calling from Chocolate City.
Welcome, Elijah.
Yeah, well, thank you. If my Eddie can eat on 2 years, we are getting 2 years.
All right.
That's a good point.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes. Welcome.
How are you?
Fine. What is your name? Okay.
Yeah. We are around the second time before that's all. But now let me tell you why Lebron is more risky today. Because my view got too much attention with kind of criminal issue. All the criminal issues Lebron today, David should not enter here. Check almost all of the ghettos in Monrovia. They are all Peter people. All the people go down here, the all was running because Israel when you kill automatically after the country. Not when you remain Israel, you'll not be prosecuted. So that made Lebron become more.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's move on to the next one, please.
Thank you. See you. Go ahead.
No, I'm waiting for you to take the next caller.
Okay, let's take this person on this line. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Yes. What is your name and where do you call from? Welcome to Spoon Talk.
Klaus K. Mambo calling from Ghana. To be very frank, the man I even went for administration position for this time around. I mean, other people have been saying, even Mr. Sponsor have shown some of the recording. Because we who live in Liberia, we see those things. Some people in USA, we feeling the pain. They start to back. I don't know, they're getting their own accord on that side. And Madam Bio, look, Mr. Weir can't even get half inch of the job that Madam Bio has done over there. He cleverly pays school fee for the children who qualify for voting. If you want to help the nation, why you can't go to kindergarten, even to 6th grade? You qualify those children very well, while some of the grandmothers have 2 to 3 grandchildren. They are not even in school, they can be on the street selling. And Madam Bio from kindergarten all the way to 6th grade, uniform free, compulsory. They see you on the street, the parent in trouble.
All right, thank you.
Why can't he do that?
Thank you, my dear brother. Let me announce the numbers from my end: 0777 77 1075 0555 1010 75. This person. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, this is Spoon Talk.
Well, I think that for the interesting discussion, anyway, my name is X-Ray Khan. I call my Popo Khan. I want to thank you very much. Jowian has lost crime in this country, the president around. We don't have any chance to go for second term because Liberia are prepared to Austin out because the 5 years we are going through in the country is too much. And what besides our Spoon, we said or little states for Liberian people. Why it is that you are sitting now on this information has to do with the discovery of the arms. When Liberia, at the time Liberia headed for election and continue arm around this country up to now, people are sitting down on that information. They didn't come there to harm animals, they came to harm human beings. So they have arms guys in the wrong hand, with the John Alice all around or for kill.
Okay. Thank you. This person. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, this is Spoon Talk.
Yes, I'm Alaji Barry calling from New Georgia.
Barry.
Yes. To your question, CEO, I don't think the president even deserves to be a president from now to October 10th. But we wait patiently. We kick him out of the country with our voting card. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Take a few more because we got to run. We got 6 minutes to go. I like what the brother said. I will wait patiently. God's time is the best time. I like that. I like that. Talk to us. Open the phone line.
Good evening.
Yeah, go eat. I'm so far about and I do join for Jamaica Bazatan.
All right, Ansu.
Actually, even a cafeteria position job, we don't deserve it, so you have to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ansu. Hello.
So the man said, yeah, that's it. Three more, please. Three more.
All right, 3 more. Okay. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is JT Mulva. I'm calling from BNC.
Yeah, Jake, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the topic. I don't think that President we should even be there the next 2 days.
Okay, Jake. Thank you. 2 more calls. Then I can turn the floor over to the CEO. This person.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, this is Spoon Talk. What is your name?
My name is Samara from Howell.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Joseph Barker, granddaughter. My blood like Joseph Barker. Everything belongs to me like Joseph Nima Barker. I want to make friends with the lady that I can be talking with you.
Okay.
The more like
who the woman? That the Richardson?
My man, as a woman, Joey deserves second term. Then we can move on.
The question whether we should give Joey a second term. That's the question we're asking. God forbid.
God forbid.
Okay, ma.
So I want for you to please me to get in touch with her. That's all Richardson.
All right, she listening. Let's take this person. Good evening.
This is Obadiah Kwe and I call from Danta
Nima County. How is Nima County, Obadiah?
Nima County is fine this evening.
Quiet.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, CEO. I think for me, I could really experience and living here, there will be no campaign. Why Unity Party or ANC even come and say they're running campaign? The campaign is already running. CDC have money to say I'm going to the poll for CDC. I'm voting for CDC because of their first phase here. Our which is back of them were able to buy it for $7,500 or $8,000. That's why I'm voting for CDC. So, John, we are not even, for me, I don't even want to, for somebody to come to me and say they're running campaign. Because we're still waiting for our thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well,
thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. The chairman, Baron, fallback position. If you got nothing to do, check it out. Baron, fallback position. We want to say this to everyone, folks. It's not us. President George Manawia is running the opposition campaign as a campaign manager. The president himself, on his record, by his record, for his record as a president, the man is running the opposition campaign. So I just want you to understand, when we were suffering, people were eating pakana, pan cabbage, yoga gari, if you have it. And after all the Civil War, Madam Serif came, laid a groundwork, a little path for President Weah to move the country forward. President Weah, Samuel Twe, Eugene Nangwe, all of them, they said no. They will enrich themselves because they say, Atina, that what time? And the Liberian people are suffering massively. Thank you for telling us that you will not give this president a second term. Thank you. But let's go ahead. Let's wrap the things up. We miss you, Councillor. We miss you. We hope you can be in studio next time. We understand that's the way it is. But talk to us, Councillor. You go first on this one.
Yeah, so I mean, unfortunately, the internet been terrible today. I've not been in studio, so I decided. I mean, sometimes it's good to vary your movement, so I decided to vary my movement tonight. I mean, voting for Mr. Weah for second term would be a worse disaster if they like that than what we've experienced over the past 5.5 years. Normally, second terms are given to people who deserve it. People do just vote for somebody for second term because they think they should give the person a second chance. This is not prison reform. This is the lives of the Liberian people. This is the livelihood of ourselves, our children, our families. If somebody hasn't done well, the person should be kicked to the curb. The person should be told to go and sit And is that even an issue of saying he should go and come back another time? I think for him it's finished when it comes to Liberian politics. He's done absolutely his best. I don't think if you give him another 20 years, I don't think he's going to do better than what he's done. So
there we go again. So I think Councillor saying that the president has maxed out. Councillor, you're mute. Your internet is again. But let's move on. Let's go to Mo Ali. Mo Ali, you heard from the people, Mo.
Yeah. Thank you. Recently, I was listening to William Ruto, the guy who is now rocking Africa, the president of Kenya. And you know, he's trying to take, or he's taking some hardline decisions that will make Kenya a better country. And some of the people are saying, oh, President Ruto, you need to think about second term. You need to think about winning second term. You have to cool down on some of the decisions. And the statement he made is that if I don't do well in my second term, I mean in my first term, then it means that I don't deserve a second term. I am not going to pacify people because of a second term. The part that caught me is that if I don't do well in my first term, then it means that I don't deserve a second term. To simply answer the question, President Weah does not deserve a second term. Who could that ring it beyond there?
I know, right? Let's meet ourselves, guys. Let me try to meet everyone. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mo.
President Weah doesn't deserve a second term. And for people to keep jumping around about how we get a second term because Mada Bio get a second term, it is shameful. I thought people should be saying President Weah will get a second term because of his achievements, because of what he has done for the country. But for people not to be counting their records of success and they passing around depending on what was done in other countries for their second term, it means that those people are not ready.
I mean, I think nothing from you.
No. Nothing.
Yeah, I think that your cell phone interfering. We are all muted and we're hearing it.
It means that they are not ready. But I'll end up on this note. Today we saw a news of a young man, very energetic and well, who passed away. We want to say our condolences to his family. They call him Titus. I'm looking for his full name. And there is a reason why I'm bringing up this story. Titus Allen Sibo. This is a guy who has been mocking JMB back and forth. JMB sick, and JMB is going to die before election, and blah, blah, blah. Nobody should sit and be wishing death for other people. Nobody should sit and wish sickness for other people, because you never know when it's going to fall on you. And we keep seeing these things happening consistently. Monapelon once said they should not elect JMB in 2017 because the country was not ready to have state funeral. Peace be to her ashes. She left before JMB. Titus Islands were blowing the JMB death. Every day, JMB will die. He will not see election. He's sick. He get pacemaker. And I'm saying there as a warning to all of y'all who've been wishing JMB death, he's sick. They're going 1-1. We're not wishing for anybody death. But you just need to stop it. Come to the debate with issues. and leave the rest to the Liberian people. You, God, to determine who will die or who will not die. Thank you.
Thank you, Maud. I just, if your story is true that the gentleman passed away, to his family, we say have our sympathy, and we hope that God can give them strength. What was said due to politics, I do believe, and I would not contribute that to his death. Again, to the family, from the Spoon family, we wish the family God's peace and strength, and we hope that you guys can take comfort under the umbrella of God. Let's go to our brother Eugene Lamin Fagon.
Well, it was a wonderful show. I'd like to close by saying to my fellow Liberians, you have a country. When we came to power, we did not anticipate a power-sharing agreement with the government that we replaced. The Liberian people overwhelmingly voted for change. Unfortunately, they were shortchanged. When the Liberian people voted for change, I was one of those who said to them, change will come. But yes, I think change came, but in the reverse. When you change something, you move it from one state to the other. You do not keep it the same. And what we saw was not change. What we have now is not change. You cannot change when you maintain the same information minister that you met there for 3.5 years. That's not change. That's continuation. You cannot change when you maintain the same NSA people at the head or echelon of the institution. That's not change. That's continuation. You do not change when you turn over your foreign ministry over to the previous government by choosing to maintain and appoint Besonga Finlay. That's not change. That's continuation. The man in charge of the local government under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, you maintain him for the last 6 years. That means you don't want control over the hinterland or our local government structure. That's not change. That's continuation. When you bring in Samuel Wool from the National Housing Authority and put him down to Transport Ministry, that's not change. That's continuation. We can go on and on and on. But I think it's just wise to stop here. They wanted to change from where they were making $150 to at least making $200. But again, they came from making $150 US to $45. They wanted to buy bag of rice for at least under $13. That's what it was. But instead, they're paying $22 for it today. They wanted to buy gasoline under $3.50 because they felt you would have relieved them of the 30 cents for the road fund to at least 20 cents. You would have reduced it, and gasoline would have been around $3.20. But today, they're paying $5.50. My friend, the suffering has been too much. They wanted to see investments because they saw gold in Verolium, China Union, ArcelorMittal, and all the other companies. They thought you would have come in with better companies and more investment. Instead, they saw the companies robbing them in broad daylight, not even doing anything that they signed up to do. My friends, they saw a president who borrowed $800 million to pave the road from Monrovia to Ganta. With the same $800 million, she paved the road from Monrovia to Buchanan. She conditioned the road from Monrovia to Tuttenberg. She conditioned the road from Monrovia to the Sierra Leonean border, all of which was with the $800 million. My friend, you cannot double your borrowing by $1,600 million, which is $1.6 billion in actuality, almost. And still, you cannot even connect the road from Ganta to Grand Jide. My friend, she may not have paid college tuition, but pupils were in school because their parents were making $150. Today, with them making $45, you are getting college student tuition free, but the children that are beginning schools all the way to high school have nothing. When will you get students to ever reach college if they cannot go through high school? That's just common sense. Let me stop here and say, whether it's $16 billion getting missing, of course, that was not the case. The $25 million mop-up, the $11 million for the rice that we never saw, or the $30 million for the stimulus package that is yet to be reported on, or the 30,000 to members of the legislature, whatever you want to call it, our country, in my closing, I say to you, if America can say your country is governed by kleptocrats, drug barons, and killers because they're carrying out extrajudicial killings, if you sit back and look at your president going through the airport under an iron tunnel, it's up to you. Look at Sierra Leone going on the Security Council. They are exporting and we are importing. The choice is yours. October 10, you can change the country or continue on the path that you're on. I respectfully submit.
Thank you, Minister Fagon. Appreciate that. Richardson, please.
Diamond, I'm gonna be calling you to put a flyer up, but I'd like to start by telling callers thank you very much. We are grateful that you are able to participate in the discourse here. You give us a sense of what is happening on the ground. So thank you so much for calling in. To the panelists, I always like to tell you thank you. I'm always just pleased and happy that you guys come on at least every day. This is a testimony of your commitment to imparting information to the Liberian people. So thank you so much for keeping Spoon Talk alive. To Liberians, just thank you for always listening and commenting and being with us. This show your investment in Spoon Talk. This is your radio station. Diamond, could you please put that flyer up, please? I'd like to make an announcement about the CPP.
We are having problem. Dama is not in studio, and I'm sending this to Baron. Baron, is it up? Call Baron. I think he put it up, please.
Baron, can you please put it up so I can make the announcement? I don't want to.
But Jenna, you're making the announcement. You're scared for people that ought to attend. Today, 28.
You are welcome to attend, Mr. Fagon.
I will fly to hotel. You think we reach?
No, you gotta fly. You can drive.
I'm gonna go drive now. I want me to go to drive now. I will get to see that.
You've been to Philadelphia multiple times before. You could
drive. Fagon, but let people put that two flyer up for all to go home and bake you back.
Thank you very much.
I'm coming to attend.
Good. The Collaboration Political Party is having its national convention in Philadelphia, PA, June 30th to July 2nd. We will have Mr. Alexander B. Cummings at the program, and we'll also have Councilor Charlene M. Brunskin at the program, The Fixers, as you know them to be. June 30th, there will be a meet and greet. You can see the address is 19 Adams Drive, Burlington, New Jersey. You will see that they have the events at different parts of the area, different places, so that it will give Liberians an opportunity to meet the fixers. So July 1st, we will be in Trenton, New Jersey, Bucks County. There will be a visitation schedule. Then at nighttime, we are going to have a fundraising wall. You will pay for tickets at the gate at the entrance. It will be in Philadelphia itself. We made a choice basically to go into Philadelphia itself where Liberians are. We had a choice to go to hotels and different places that are on the outskirts of Philadelphia, but we want the fixers to meet Liberians where they are. Sunday, there will be a worship service in the town hall from 11 a.m. and then from 2 to 4 at the African United Methodist Church that is on Broad Street in Trenton. So I look forward to seeing you there. I will be there. Many other CPP members will be there. So Spoon Talk. Thank you for allowing me to make this announcement. My next conversation, and I would like to go into, would be that to state
Ma'am,
that.
can you please put the comments 1 and comments 2 down?
The real punishment are the first thing you have to do.
I know, right?
You're just doing Barman laugh the entire ha.
Because one kind of.
But come, stop
it. Punishment dance with
they will not allow us to kind of.
Yes, they'll be all y'all wait for the video. All the women.
Mama, after all this thing, they will still get versed with Spoon. So get all your comments announcement. We'll be patient.
I appreciate it. With all that have been said and done, Spoon is open to all parties. You bring your information. You are invited to come here and make your case, and that is the beauty of Spoon. So having said that, I want to say Liberians, I believe, will strongly vote on issues this time around. I have strong hope that they are not going to vote for people who will say, I have the country at heart, because we know what having the country at heart means. It means poor education, not quality education. It means, dig hole, cover hole. It means that we are not going to win the MCC challenge. It means that hospitals will not have medications in the hospital and clinics. It means that no investors will, perhaps close to none, will come to our country. So they are also not going to vote for someone who just have had governmental experience. We are looking for leadership. It doesn't mean how long you've been in government, whether 5 years, 10 years, 40 years. We are looking for people these days. Liberians are looking for people that will vote on the issues. And Mr. Cummings is ready to address the issues, to uplift Liberia from where it is. As we talked about, Liberia is no longer going to be stuck or no longer going to go backward or degenerate. Mr. Cummings is poised to move Liberia forward. He's looking to put Liberia on the path, on the trajectory of creating an anti-corruption court, because we know that it's a challenge in our country. He's looking at building our infrastructure, making our airport as it is in Sierra Leone, a top-rated airport. He's looking to bring in electricity. He's going to connect with international partners and making electricity our priority. He has that experience of working and dealing with international partners. Is not going to be a strange thing to him. They know him. He's looking at good governance. You are not going to be engaged in wasteful spending and you get away with it. He's looking at road connectivity, expanding on our current road connectivity that we have in the country to make when it is deserving to make a road a class 1 road, not just putting asphalt on the ground and brittering the road. He's looking at leadership, promoting others. So at the end of his tenure, he will be able to have young people continue to run the country. He's not looking at a deficit in leadership. He's looking at ecotourism, utilizing ecotourism, unlike other public officials who came in and said, oh, all of the resources of our country are already occupied, so the chances of us bringing investors in the country is kind of slim. No, he's looking at innovative and competent ways where investors can come into the country. You heard the word ecotourism. The first time that was mentioned by Mr. Cummings. And by using ecotourism, he's looking to increase our budget, okay, to at least $1 billion. $1 billion. I'm sorry, $1 billion. And also by so doing, that will increase our revenue. He's looking to increase the security. Today when we went to Liberia, and I've been there a couple of times, at 6 o'clock, people are going home. Our children no longer feel safe to even, stay after school program and go to the YMCA, go to River Lee, the things that I did when I was a kid. Mothers are worried when the kids go out. He's looking to bring nightlife back to Liberia, that you won't have to find security to be with you just to go to engage in nightlife in Liberia. He's looking for friends to socialize after church. You will be able to go to the things that we did. Family went to friend's house, talk, lecture. He's looking to bring that so we can feel a sense of security in our country. He's looking for us not to be fearful, just to walk around, to be in our own country, to feel safe. So I'm asking Liberians, vote on issues. When you vote, vote for Mr. Cummings. He's poised and ready to address the issues for Liberia. Vote on October 10th. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. We appreciate you. Let's give time to Councillor Bakwa to close. Councillor?
Yeah, I've been having a short end on the internet stick today. So, a lot has been said. As I've always said, the majority of Liberians live in poverty in this country. Uh, the moment we make the link, and the majority of us make the link between our state of poverty, our state of wretchedness, our state of lack of health care, the moment we make the link between those horrible things and the fact that we've always had very bad governance, we've always had very corrupt people running our government, and we decide that we'll kick them out, the moment we make that link, we'll be safe. Our country will get on track. We'll be able to dig ourselves from this pit that we've gotten in because of the bad governance of Mr. Seli's second term that was followed by a very bad governance of Mr. Weah's first term. Dr. Emmanuel Yure Yakpawolo is a Liberian that is worthy of emulation. These are the kind of people that we should be hailing in our country. This is the kind of person who doesn't have any blemish of corruption attached to him. He's a self-made person. This is an individual who went to school the first time when he was age 14, and within 20 years, which is remarkable for our country, within 20 years, somebody who didn't know how to read and write was able to complete a PhD program at a very prestigious university. That's the hallmark of leadership. That's the hallmark of success that we should be letting the Liberian people know. Not to be focusing on trivialities like whether the person decided to take the father's name. Many of us have gone through that same transition through our parents. My father's name wasn't Pagod. He changed his name to Pagod because he decided to go back to his family roots. Some of us decided to do that. Some of our parents decided to do that, and some of us were in the same situation as Dr. Yakpolo was. We have done the same thing. Let's start focusing on trivialities and switch to more important things. The important thing in Liberia is that Liberia is a society that has been destroyed by greed, by the greed of people who we are giving our country to run. We have to change that. It is people like Dr. Yakpawolo that got to come now and assist somebody that comes to Gonglo to move the country forward. Let's be serious about it. There are too many bad things happening in our country. There are too many hungry people. There are too many people who are suffering from lack of health care. There are too many people who, like Dr. Yakpawolo, did not have the opportunity and do not have the opportunity to even go to school. He decided to not be a blacksmith. He left the blacksmith trade and went to school. And today, he's one of the smartest people we have in this country. He's one of the most innovative people we have in this country. When we're thinking about leadership, that's the kind of people we should be thinking about. We shouldn't be thinking about people who are only interested in lining their pockets and stealing and getting fake degrees. So that's the kind of people we should be talking about. So come October 10th, the integrated team that is headed by Councillor Teon Gonglo is going to bring sanity to this country, and all Liberian people who listen to us every night, even those of them who do not listen to us every night, but who have heard the message, should put a trust in these people, because these are people who are not greedy. These are people who are not looking for personal wealth. Their only interest is putting this country right and moving it forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, folks. We want to be grateful to God for the wonderful program tonight. I like to say a couple of things I want to leave with you while you go to bed. Please close your doors, your windows, and understand we are in a very serious time. But from me to you, I will leave you this video. If you think that there's any reason why, because the president of Sierra Leone was re-elected, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Before you go to your video, let me say that we have received credible information that Milan Royal Bistro in how you call it, Play Humble, often air our show in the African restaurant in Brooklyn Park in Minnesota. They often call there every evening and put us on the big screen there. We'd like to recognize you guys and say thank you. You know, Minnesota is a populated area. They go there, sit under the big screen, they're chilling, they're eating, but they're watching Spoon Talk. We recognize Milan Royal Bistro, and we want to say thank you. And we want to say to the people out there listening to us, we are with you, and sooner or later our microphones and our cameras will come to the restaurant. As a matter of fact, I'll be eating there next month. I guarantee you I'll visit you.
Thank you. So you can go to Minnesota, but you can't come to Philadelphia. Okay, let's continue. Stanton, please continue your closing.
Well, you see, when you do your own, when you do your own like a secret, like society people, the net of St. John, nobody will come there. You're coming in people, but let me do my closing now. You're coming in people background, and you'll see some people that black sheep. So I want to know though, Dr. Richardson, real quick, is Musa Benete coming? Because I love to meet him when he get here.
I plead the fifth.
I don't know. I do my close. I do my closing. Can I do my closing? Musa is my friend. No matter what you say, you and Wadi can say what you want to say. You and Wadi can say what you want to say. Musa is my friend. But if Musa coming, I just ask you. I want to meet him.
Representing me here, please.
Oh, so I can't ask you a question?
I just told Council I plead the fifth.
Why are you playing the fifth? To ask you a simple question, the man is a CPP chairman. Is he coming? Will he be in Philadelphia? Will he be in Trenton? Will he? They coming right in my backyard.
Thank you for that rebuttal.
I will call him, man. I will call him. And you tell me I will call him just now and ask him. And Musa coming on?
The man said he was coming. The man said he was coming. Call him in.
Oh, my man, the man will not pick up. The man will get flat. I'm calling you. Oh, you know me.
Yeah, ring you.
Yeah, am I ringing? And Musa Benete coming. The guy that come to be 5 minutes away from me. 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm calling Musa. I call the man, yeah, ringing. Let him, man. Yeah, the Musa will not pick up.
Nobody calling?
Yeah, that man have a number.
Yeah, but how you say you don't answer now? The man in America,
the man are in America. The man are in America. The man will do a show 1 o'clock in the morning because we not call him.
Send me your invoice, okay? Thank you.
But listen though, listen. And Dr. Richardson, you fine. If you don't want to answer, that's okay. I don't know why would Musa Benete not come. I just asked you a question. I mean, he's a chairman for CPP now. I mean, he fixer 1, fixer 2 coming. He's a chairman. Actually, Musa put these people together. I remember when they kicked Dr. Richardson out of CPP, Global, National, the rest of them. They Musa called them, the people from Chicago and some folks in Philadelphia, especially the big Madingo community in Philadelphia. And I had to form this CPP. Something was a big problem. And what happened here at Fagon is that the people want to see Musa. You remember when Sir Joseph King went to the, I don't know, Samusa or Musa, what the name is?
Tell Musa, I was there.
Musa. Yeah, you were there, you know. So the people want to see Musa. So Musa giving the people Huawei, I don't know, or maybe the American government say you can't go now. I don't know. I just leave my own awesome, man. Let me do my closing, but you leave me alone, but. I don't know if the American government tell Musa say you can't go to America now, so you can't go to America now, so Musa stay back.
That's not true. They just asked the man for the road funds. That's not true. They wouldn't ask the man for the road funds.
You won't start do show today.
But I think Mr. Comey will sign on Musa visa application. He will come. I think Mr. Comey will sign on the application. But let's move on. No. They're about to cross again. No problem. I want to play the beautiful. Listen, the reason why the Liberian people cannot vote for president, y'all know why? In the first 100 days, this is what happened.
Well, Boris, how do you just buy something and your share was full?
Have a quiet minute. Have a quiet, please.
They shall not sorrow anymore. The prophet Jeremiah used the word ransom and associated it with deliverance, with blessing, with breakthrough and celebration. Ransom. To extricate from the undesirable state. Ransomed. Delivered, discharged, emancipated, loose, redeemed, release, God. Where you see yourself liberated. A new spiritual persuasion and awesome mental revelation.
So, you know, we get a lot of video. You look at, listen, in the first 100 days, the first 16 billion that Samuel took to Jowiah, the first 16 billion that they said, they said, no, there was nothing left from Unity Party. That first money, Jowiah told Samuel to put it in our homes. And everything you see, compared to what Baba Bio, the president of Sierra Leone, did to audit the past government and bring in accountability. And we must sit on the show and take the loot and take what they're offering us for us to say, yeah, hail the king, the president have done well, you're giving second term. In our own righteous mind, we will do no such thing. It will be unfair for the Liberian people. They have suffered enough. The people have suffered enough. The first money when Jowiah took over, built all those places. And you're telling the Liberian people that are going to be hungry, drinking dirty water, stay pooping on the beach, eating pancana. The children, 11, 10, 9 years old, selling between cars. You're telling them that they must vote for President Weah. Let me say this to everyone that listens to us today. There is no coming back. I like the caller that said, God forbid Baba thing. This one is bad. It's wickedness. It's complete wickedness. But may God bless you though. May God keep you. May God bless our dear country, Liberia. Let them get vexed. Let them say what they want to say. They will talk their own, we will talk our own. But we appreciate the Liberian people. Till October 10, we will not stop. We will play George Manor. We are the president of Liberia. We will play his video. We will play his audio. We will present to you the homes that Senator has built, the mansion that was built by Samira Wodokori, the mansions built by Fina Bondo. We will share everything to you. We will. Because you need to know when it's rain, your single room, you have a leaking. Your grandma and grandpa getting sick every day. The people have taken the loot of Liberia to enrich themselves. We got to show it to you for you to see, for you to hear, for you to know that Liberia must change. We got a video in the hospital. The mothers then, they gave birth, right? By what? This is true. We'll play that video. They put the baby on one side and two mothers on the same bed. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? In a hospital, government-run hospital, the small queen-size bed. The woman will deliver, they will take the woman baby and put the baby in the crib. The other one deliver fagon, they take that one and put it in the crib. Then they say the two mothers must sleep on the same bed. It's decency to healthcare. Then you're going to go vote for President Weah? Let God bless us, man. And we'll meet tomorrow by God's grace. Have a good night, folks. Have a good night. Baron, come on. You have a good night. Dr. Richardson, I hope you can give a ticket to come to your program if I don't want to come. And anyway, I look forward to seeing Musa Ability on your program. Chairman, take us home, Chairman. Fallback position. Have a good night, my friend. You're muted, Chairman.
Well, this is how I love to take leave of you. The invitation is just to join us tomorrow same time, same station. Thank you for your participatory role. Thank you so much for watching us from Liberia. My name is Jimmy Barrow. Good night.